We are live, but
Hello.
as usual, I have to wait for my, YouTube side to catch up, and I have to mute it. How is everyone? Wait, why is it taking so long? It's more than 10 seconds. Come on. Oh, well. Uh, I'm going to close it out for now, and then I'll just, okay, we're live. I'll just go back to my channel again and mute it. Let's, say hello. Can you say hello to everybody while I'm doing that?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Let's see here. Who is in the chat? Hey guys. Oh, hey Kim Beerly, Peter Pickle. Hey Charlie Girl, Debbie Doll. Hey Sarah F. Oh, just Sarah. I forget you dropped the F. Hey Kimmy P.
Hold
Bad
on,
bad
hold on.
phone.
There we go. Sorry, got it. Okay,
Oh,
go
got it.
ahead.
Good deal. Okay. Hey Hartley. Tyra Boo, Veronica. Hey Huck.
Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
Bex. Hey, everybody. April. It's good to see everybody. Midweek little stream.
Yes. Well, it's Tuesday night, so I thought that we would, go live because, and I'm going to be honest with everybody. I did talk to Randy and Wendy through DMs over the weekend, and I feel like they weren't hearing me, and maybe they feel like wasn't hearing them either. But this is never going to get solved without talking. Um, and I don't just mean with me, but I feel like the my entire Discord was put on blast as being responsible for things that happened when it's just not true. I'm not going to let my Discord and the 70 women that are in there um, take the blame for gassing up people for, and again, let's, just talk about the mole for a minute. I'm not going to accept the fact that because there was a mole in there, that it saved the situation that occurred with the story that could have got out, that may have been transferred from Discord to Discord to Discord, because the women that were in my voice call after I told them about this would never take it out of Discord. Um, there are just too many things that have been bothering me, and like I said, I really did try to get that across to them. And I wish, rather than going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, that uh, because I feel like a lot of this could have been avoided if everybody, um, talked and communicated. I also feel like there are things that I wasn't, included in or involved in because the I'm not in the other Discord where this had been talked about. And I'm talking about going way back to the very beginning when people in that Discord were, kind of advocating for sin. Um, I wasn't part of that.
Hey,
Uh,
Ash. Hey, Pat. Hey, Joe.
Hi. Listen, here's the thing about the moles, and I'm just going to say it. I don't know if there was one mole or two moles, um, but I still don't understand it to this day. I just don't understand why someone in my Discord, who at the time were mostly people uh, that, I've known for years. Like, why not just come to me if you really felt like things were disgusting or whatever? Because I don't ever remember anything being disgusting uh, in that Discord. I just don't remember those things happening. Um, okay, Ash, I am quite aware of what happened, uh, but that doesn't make that person a mole. Anyway, I feel like I have to stand up for my Discord. I'm sorry. My Discord was not gassing anyone up. Um, and the mole didn't prevent anything from happening. Like the mole did not prevent
No.
that story getting out about Randy's
No,
husband.
because according to them, people took it out, which would mean it was mold out. So that would be the mole responsible for it. But there's that's what they're saying happened, but I don't believe that's what happened. I
No, I
think
don't believe
it
that
don't.
either.
I think it didn't go anywhere. All
I
right.
mean, if anything,
Hey,
myself,
Kiki.
myself, and the people. Listen, I think I put a stop to it because I went to Randy about it. I told her about it. Um, there were just things that I just it's hard. It's really hard to convey what it is that I want to say. Um, I don't feel like anything would have ever happened because I trusted the women in that voice call. And again, there were not that many. I actually have a screenshot of who was in that Discord at the time, in that voice call. There were not that many women. Now, could one of them have been the mole in there that was giving information to Wendy? Absolutely. But again, I don't believe that that story would have ever gotten out because it wouldn't have gotten out on my end. It wouldn't have gotten out on anybody. No one in my Discord would have done that. Um,
The
I mean,
common consensus was that it was not meant for fodder, so why repeat it? And there was not even anything typed about it in chat
no,
during the
there wasn't.
call. There was nothing in the chat about it. So it was just the people on the call that heard that. And everybody had the same opinion. Gross. No need to repeat it.
Right. Exactly. And like I said, that's why I know the women that were in that voice call. And I know that they definitely wouldn't have. And now, if the mole was in there, um, you know, maybe they went back and told them that we talked about it in there. But I had already spoken to Randy and Wendy at that time. Um, I feel like can I I can't give you an exact date of when I heard the story. Um, I can't, I'd have to go back in my messages. So I don't know. But, I kind of nipped it in the bud immediately. And I didn't tell anyone about it until after I told Randy and Wendy on that call that we had. Um, I feel like the going back and forth and the going back and forth, I feel like, oh, yeah, I kept it to myself. Absolutely. I didn't say anything to anyone. Everyone thought in the story about Randy's husband was yeah. I mean, uh, it would have never gotten out. And in fact, I if I hadn't spoken to Randy and Wendy, I don't know if that ever would have gotten out. If you know what I mean? I reached out to Wendy because I felt like things for me and I felt like things were not meshing, you know, when Sin said she wanted an apology and then that whole thing happened. When that whole thing happened with the community post where Diane and Sin and Diane are not accepting an apology, there was never an apology. I never requested an apology about anything. So,
Right. And that's really when things changed. In my opinion, that's what
Yeah,
brought this thing to a head, not any mole. It was Wendy asking direct questions and Sin trying to answer those questions and failing to do so.
right.
And as soon as that happened, Sin was like, "Yeah, I'm leaving."
Well, yeah, I mean, there was people questioning, asking in the chat, um, me, myself, pushing her because what Sin led us to believe is that she spoke to Wendy and Wendy is going to give a retraction and uh, she kind of said this is what she was kind of implying to us, and I kept pushing her to show me. I kept pushing her and pushing her and pushing her and pushing her to show me where Wendy said she's going to retract because she was leading us to believe that, hi, everyone who's coming in and we miss saying hello to. She kept insisting that she was going to get these retractions. Um, Not just an apology, but retractions. In other words, she led us to believe, and maybe even more so me, that when she was talking with Wendy in DMs, that Wendy backed off, like, oh, like she came to a realization that her friend was a liar. That's the way Sin portrayed it to me and portrayed it to other people. So that's why I kept pushing her to show me
Right,
these.
because she was determined to defend herself. And I know that you and I had this conversation, but it's being perceived as gassing her up by pushing her to prove things. That's the way it's being spun, so that people will see it that way. But um,
Exactly.
there's always a possibility that we're being lied to, and in my opinion, the best way to find those answers is to ask questions and ask for proof. But when Wendy is twisting that into gassing people up, so
Yeah, I,
um,
I certainly wasn't gassing her up. I don't think that, other people were gassing her up. I think we were, questioning the validity of what she was saying. And I also, um, that's when I said, you know what, I'm going to reach out to Wendy. And I did reach out to Wendy. So we got on another call and, was it the same call? I don't know. On the call, I mean, at this point, I just want to get over, but I do want to speak on it because I want people who have come into my side chat who have made nasty, horrible comments about me under community posts in Randy's stream that I am some kind of, I don't know, cult leader over here, gassing people up to tell lies. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it because those were at one time people who used to come into my chat. Okay. I don't know how all this division happened. I really don't know. But if you can't talk this shit out, and if you can't even get in a Discord on a voice call and talk this shit out and really get to the bottom of it, and you think that you're gonna, sit on a panel and say that we did this and we did that, and if it wasn't for the mole, this would have been a catastrophe. It's just not true. It is
right.
just not true.
Well,
Um,
and I tried to go to them also a couple of weeks ago. I tried to have a call with them and explain things from my side, my point of view to them. But they had clearly already made their mind up. They were not willing to hear anything I had to say. They had a hard time hearing me because there was someone else over talking me most of the time. But it was very clear to me that they were not going to be receptive to anything that I had to say at that point. And I do want to mention that Wendy keeps saying they offered to talk and I refused to talk. I refused to talk to Randy about the things that she spoke to Natasha about. This situation though is different, and I did ask to speak to them. I spoke. They did not take anything that I had to say into consideration, and just went on further with it. And mind you, the only reason I asked for a voice chat that day is because Wendy went to one of my good friends and told them that I was responsible for gassing up Sin. And Wendy keeps saying she doesn't understand why I'm involved, but that's why, because you keep saying my name, and I can prove that if I need to.
But you're also involved because you're in my Discord. You're in my Discord being accused of, gassing up Sin. Because anybody who's in my Discord, if you're going to say in my Discord and the moles in my Discord brought that information, now I don't know the exact, information. I've never seen a screenshot. I don't know what they're saying, that it's disgusting or whatever. Because there was never anything disgusting going on. So part of me questions what was actually said. Um, and the only way to show that would be in a screenshot. Because, you know, it's really hard for me to believe that anybody in my Discord would say to Wendy that, oh, it's really gross, it's disgusting, what's going on in there and the gassing up. I want to see it.
Right.
Because
Well, yeah, I asked for that too. But they said it would give their person away if they showed what they had.
well, you know
And
what? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. If I do have a mole and you, instead of coming to me and saying, Diane, what's going on? I feel like so and so is, gassing up this person and doing this and doing that. I would have respected that more. I mean, to be honest with you, I am shocked that they would still be in my Discord.
I
Um,
think that's just a bluff. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I've really looked through my list of people. Hi, people coming in.
it does sound very dramatic. It sounds traumatic to the truth. It's so
Yeah,
dramatic.
yeah, and I did say to Randy, no one is trying to take down your channel. I mean, I don't even know how Sin, if what got out, well, it ended up being said what it was. I don't see how that could have taken your channel down. It hasn't taken it down. I don't know how that could take down a channel. The only way that, I guess you could take down a channel on YouTube is if you have proof that, you have a list of doxes that you gave out to numerous people. I don't know. I mean, like, would that even take your channel down? I don't know.
No, I know how. I mean, because why they said, would she leave? But the story wasn't true. So she
Right. The
wouldn't leave
story wasn't,
for
yeah,
that.
exactly. The story wasn't true. She even said to me the other day when we were talking that she really believes that my Discord is all talking about Randy. I showed her a little, I showed her a little bit of. I didn't show her the Discord, but I showed her some of the stickers that we made that were, poking fun at the mole. I mean, we have some really funny stickers. There's a mole in here, mole alert, a mole made into a hero. I said, this is what we do. This is it. I showed her a couple of stickers, right? Because it's not true. We're not talking about Randy. In fact, we talk about so many different things in Discord. We have, recipes, sourdough, chicken coop. We have women in there that have chickens and they lay eggs, and we have beekeepers. We talk about so many different things. So I don't know where they're under the impression that the focus was on Randy, because it just wasn't. And I don't know how many times I tried to tell her when I was talking to her, but she just didn't want to hear me, I guess. But
Hey, Bingo.
before I forget, when I went to Wendy and we were on that call, she read to me every single DM from Sin. So once I heard them, and listen, there were a lot. there were a lot. So there was no way I was going to be able to remember all that. But I thought it would be important to share that with the people in my Discord. So I said to her, would you be willing to come into my Discord, into the voice call, so that the people who would be there, I can't guarantee that everyone was going to be there, but at least the people who would be there would get to hear all of this, because there were not the kind of DMs that we all imagined. They were, thank you kind of things, thank you, and I just want things to be okay, and not I want a retraction, so it was very different. It was like night and day. So um, you know, she said, I'll have to think about it. There are, you know, for her, I guess it was because there's unresolved things with people in my Discord that she didn't feel comfortable, but she said she would think about it. So I did tell my Discord, I didn't say she was definitely going to be there. Um, but I did send her a link if she wanted to come. And because I thought it was important for them to hear this. Um, I, I wasn't looking, we were not looking for tea. I was not looking for tea. I just wanted them to hear the DMs. I thought it was important.
Yeah, it
Um,
definitely wasn't presented as a it was more presented as there's so much information that it would be better coming straight from the person who had the interaction than second or third
right,
hand, right? I mean,
right. I couldn't, and Wendy kept saying, just refer to the community post, but it was really more important to hear the DMs that were sent in the time span. And I think that was from like March 2nd up until, I don't know, March the 9th or something like that those DMs were happening.
right.
So
And I did say October. There was a whole confusion when we had the original conversation between October, and Diane did clarify that it was March. It was
yeah, it
just
was
the
March. Yeah.
slogan.
I mean, listen, when you're on YouTube, like dates just get away from you. You're like, wait a minute, October? Could it have been that long when it was really only March? Yeah, it was actually March 2nd. But yeah, I mean, I just, I feel like we were put in this position and told things that are just not true. Um, and it's easy to sway people to believe that, oh yeah, Diane's dirty Discord, they were all gassing Sin up, and and allowing her to do this and allowing her to say that. Listen, the last time I went live, and I also want to say this, because that's the first time, Miss Nomer is blocked.
Yes, and she has so many wonderful things to add.
Oh my God, she was just in here the last time. How did she get blocked? Oh my God. Hold
Thank you,
on.
Jane. Hey,
Um,
Romad. Just to catch up a little bit with chat while you're doing
Wait,
that.
hold
Hey,
on one second.
Tatum.
Hold on one second. Jane, can you do me a favor? Can you DM her on Discord and get the URL to her channel and put it in Discord for me? Yeah, I don't know, Ash, how she got blocked.
Hey,
Oh,
Mona.
who
Just
would
catching
block
up to
her?
see a few people that came in. I don't know.
Um, okay, so, all right, go ahead. Say what you were going to say, because I have so many things that I want to say, because I'm really angry. I'm really, really angry at how things were twisted for those people over there, and they're just not willing to hear it. They're just not. And I don't know why they're not willing to hear uh, our side and how we handle things. And oh, I know what I wanted to say. The last live that I did wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. And that's another thing that I want to make sure that I get across. I did not know what to say, what I was going to say. Okay. Yeah, I did find a song misled. I decided not to play it. Was I giddy? You know, I don't know if that was exactly giddy, but whatever. I thought it was funny that I found a song misled by Kool and the Gang. But
I
the
get excited about music too. I don't be a bunch of haters. Music makes me happy. So
well, listen, I knew there was a song misled, but then when I listened to it, it kind of more was about a man and a woman misleading him, and him being, enthralled with her. And I said, I don't know, maybe this is not a good song anyway. The title might, match up with my live stream, but I did go live. Um, I didn't say what I guess they wanted me to say. I wasn't hard enough on her. I did apologize for the person that was hurt in all this who had nothing to do with it. I thought, I thought what I did was pretty good, without getting slimy and down dirty. Um, and maybe that's what they, expected me to do. But I thought it was a decent apology. I did take down the videos, the live streams with Sin on it. Um, I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know what else I could do. Um, I did ask everybody in my Discord. What do you think I should do? Do you think I should go live? Some people thought I shouldn't have gone live. Some people said, yeah, but just be, brief. I was really turning to these women. I mean, and Wendy said, yeah, Diane asked me what I should say, and I, just be truthful. I thought that I was truthful. Maybe not.
and and you were trying to clear up a false narrative at the same time. They were just so angry that you were overshadowing the seriousness of this with the mole business. But they have made the biggest deal out of this mole stuff. It did it not deserve a conversation?
Well, yeah. I mean, the mole is in my Discord. I thought, I think it's okay to bring up the mole in my Discord. Again, there to me there is no difference. I'm sorry, but there isn't any difference in the level of a mole. Okay. You can't go after people and call them out for being moles, um, unless they're doing good things. I mean, like, is it still not an invasion of my privacy coming into my Discord and pretending to be my friend and then saying, oh, well, I don't like this. Instead of going to you, Diane, I'm going to take it to Wendy. Like, it's still wrong. I mean, you can't call out people for being moles in Discords and then say, this one was a goodie. This one was good. I'm sorry. You can't. It's the same thing. It's being a snitch. So I thought I did pretty well on, on that apology, on being misled, but it wasn't good enough. I don't know what to say. Um, I don't know what to say. I will say this. I am sorry. I am sorry that, people who might have come in here and tried to start up shit, if they got, I don't know, somebody in the chat going at them or whatever. But damn, go look at the chats over there and see the nasty shit over there. I can't tell you how many nasty comments there are about me. So I was put in the spotlight as the person who I'm responsible for the words that came out of Sin's mouth. I don't know how that works, but I'm not responsible for what came out of Sin's mouth. Okay. Um, did I allow her on my panel? Yes. Did I talk? Did I add my 2 cents? Absolutely not. But then, like I said, I started getting to, I got a Molly Ash Discord. Yeah, but it's Ash, it's someone that I know, someone that you know, that's giving the information to Wendy. How is that okay? Um, Go ahead. I know you wanted to say something. Did
No, no,
I?
no, no. You're fine. You're fine. I've had a couple of interruptions with my youngins getting ready
Oh,
to brush
okay.
teeth and stuff.
Well,
So,
don't worry about that. If you need
yeah,
to, you need to mute or whatever.
yeah. I
Uh,
took care of some business while you were talking. So,
yeah, I mean, I have to tell you, it still kind of bothers me that this person or persons, because I keep hearing it to more than one person, is still in my Discord because no one left. No one left.
well,
Um,
I just think Wendy is. I feel like she must have gotten some cherry picked comments, maybe not the full context of things, things that might fit her narrative, but may not be absolutely true if you're reading the flow of the conversation. I think Wendy is an intelligent person and she should take that into consideration when she's receiving bits and pieces of things. She claims to have this call. I don't believe she has a entire voice chat. I believe she might have a little bit of that.
well, I'd
And
be
she's
willing
just
for her to
basing it
play
off
it.
of,
I'd
yeah,
be
I said the same
come on,
thing. I challenge her
come on
to
up
go
and
for
play
it.
it right here for everybody
Yep, play
because
it,
I
prove it.
don't believe that anything that we were saying in those voice calls were anything that would embarrass any one of us. So if you want to come up here and play it for all of us, play it. Um, it's a pretty my Discord is, like I said, it's a pretty calm Discord. There's lots of people in there. It's diversified. There are people that, I reconnected with that I hadn't maybe spoken to in over 3 years. And, in the beginning, that was all because it was hate bonding, because they don't like Randy and Wendy. That has nothing to do with me. If people who have reconnected with me for whatever reason and like me has nothing to do with if they don't like Randy or Wendy. Like the whole thing is so juvenile and so confusing. And, and does anybody think that it's insulting to me to think that people are only in here because they don't like Randy and Wendy? It's so insulting to me. So insulting to me.
Well, they don't get much conversation about them in there until they start accusing everyone of being a part of some destroy Randy campaign. Then they get a lot of topic conversation because I mean, it's not true. So people want to say, what are they saying and why are they saying this? And that's silly. And now it's become a huge joke. Everybody is laughing at them, making such a big deal. I mean, making an entire mountain out of a literal molehill. It's embarrassing to see them act that way. It's just not the case, guys. I don't know
Yeah,
how
it,
many
it
different ways I
really
can tell you.
It really is not the case. And yes, Kimberly, you're right. It's insulting to everyone. It's insulting to everyone involved. This whole mess is, it's just, when I came back, whenever it was, Diane is seeking world domination. Yeah, in my Discord. If anyone would like to join my Discord, by the way, please come in. It's a lot of fun. We have really great people in there. If one of the mods would be kind enough to drop the link, we have a lot of, like I said, really great women in there that, I just found out that some are beekeepers and like, it's so crazy to me that, and one of them was, I'm not going to say who, because you'd have to come on my Discord, but one of them was like wrangling a snake out of the chicken coop because apparently snakes go into chicken coops. I didn't know that. And I also found out that they smell, that snakes smell. I didn't know that snakes had an odor to them, but they do. Um, so yeah, come into the Discord. We do have a lot of fun and a lot of knowledge. We're going to be doing movie nights in there too, so it's really fun. So okay, I'll get back to this. Eh, Uh,
Well, we do have their stream if you're wanting to still look at
yeah,
that.
I would like to because I feel again that their response to your response again put us all in a bad light, and
Oh,
it
all over again. Yeah.
all over again.
All right.
So bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It does make it
Yeah.
easier to respond to certain things, but I just felt like I needed to say that it's, insulting to me, insulting to my Discord, to the people in there that have, for the most part, there are some new ladies that I've, met that were part of another little community, although it's within our community. So it's nice to get to know new people and talk to them. And I don't know. I just feel like I feel like I'm insulted, and I just feel like I don't know, things that were said, even I'm not going to discuss what was said, privately in that call, but I don't know. I just felt like it was just never going to, I was just never going to make her believe me, and she wasn't going to make me believe her. And that's kind of where I left it.
All right. Well, here we go.
I slowed it down after this, but hey, Freestyle.
I'm gonna talk about.
Okay, speed it back up.
Now we sound drunk because they seem to be being treated very badly, and I'm not. I guess I just want to say, say for the record that I don't care what happens in Diane's Discord. I never cared if they're talking shit. I don't care what they say about me. I don't care. These people, and there was more than one, and they're still in there, by the way. So that's also funny to watch. But regardless, came to me because they could see what was happening. There was an active campaign to destroy Randy. And
No.
Okay.
No. And I told Randy that over and over in our messages. No, there was no active campaign against Randy. That is not true. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I know Diane put her link out recently, I think on her community post or something. For anybody who wants to join her Discord, you can go in there and read back through the stuff that's been said in the past and make your own decision on whether or not that server has been used to make some kind of like hate campaign against Randy.
Are we going to speak on that again? Do we need to?
I mean, listen, don't believe me. I don't care. Honestly, I don't understand. I don't care. Don't believe me. I know what I saw and I know what I heard. I don't know if things have been wiped or clean or or deleted or whatever. I know what I saw and I know what I heard. And
I don't know how to wipe a Discord, just saying. I don't know how to do that.
I mean, people can delete their own comments and things like that, but me personally, I didn't say anything in there that I wouldn't say anywhere. Deleting your comments is kind of risky business anyway, because you never know if somebody's going to take a screenshot in real time and then they can go back and say, oh, look, now it looks different. You deleted your comment. So that's a moot point. It's not a move I would make. I'm not going to go delete something in a Discord when there's a possibility that somebody could have screenshot it anyways. But that's whatever. I don't need you to believe me, Wendy.
By the way, this is hard to, remember, this is them responding to Alex. Right. And then now we're responding to them. So when you hear Alex's voice, she's not necessarily talking right now. She's responding, they're stopping her video. It's very confusing. So
it is confusing. Streamception. Okay.
Everything that I saw and everything that I heard all pointed to the same conclusion. Also, your channel being struck 6 times. Also, you know, knowing that someone is a known liar who will lie even about the unthinkable. Also, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel like if you don't want to believe me or you don't feel like you participated in that, fine, fine. That doesn't mean that it wasn't happening. And in
Right.
my opinion, it was happening. And you can disagree with me and tell me that that's not true all you want. I
Ma-
don't care. This is my opinion. I have my opinion. I've seen enough. I saw what I needed to say, or, you know, what I needed to see to know that Sin was saying something completely different to them than she was saying to me. And
Okay,
I'm not
stop it.
sure where.
Okay, so now that part is absolutely true. And that's why I reached out to Wendy, right? And then she, told me and read to me all of the DMs. So yes, there were a very big difference in the DMs that she had that Sin was telling us. Like I said, Sin was telling us that, yeah, Wendy went like, whoa, she backtracked. She like backed up, like, whoa. So yeah, so now I know that my friend Randy's a liar. So that never happened. So yeah, it was important. And when I even said to Wendy, look, I'm not stupid. you know, when I am pushing someone to show that to me, where Randy backed up and was like, yeah, uh, I'm going to get a retraction. I'm going to I'm going to answer all these questions and, I'm going to prove that Randy's a liar. I'm not dumb. So, yeah, I was pushing her. To, put it out,
Right. And I was pushing her for proof of her accusations. I'm not sure when that turned into me gassing Sin up, because I've always been about I want all the facts. There was a particular screenshot that Sin had shown that referenced Randy saying, "I hate them all." In the message, Amanda, Lynn, and Stephanie Brown were named, and Sin's response was, "If you want them off your back, you got to hate the ponies." And Randy's response was, "I hate them all." And Sin, when she originally gave that screenshot to me, it was like copied and pasted to her notes in her phone. It wasn't a screenshot of her messages. So it didn't look real, right? So me being, hey, that doesn't look real. She said, yeah, because this is what I did, but I'll go back and get you a screenshot of the whole thing. Okay. And she did do that. I kind of forgot about it until it was brought up in chat that day. So I never went back and asked her again for it. But as soon as it was brought up in the chat that day, I did. And so did Starlight. And Sin provided the whole thing. But they're saying that's me. That's an example of me gassing Sin up, asking for proof of what she's given me.
and then, okay, I'm sorry.
No, what she's saying here, she doesn't. She's speaking directly to me and saying, "I don't need you to believe me. I'm not doing this so that you'll believe me, Wendy. You're trying to make something appear a certain way, and I see it much differently. So the people who are listening, those are the people I'm speaking to. Those are the people who I am directly talking to about the misinformation and misleading that you are doing." Okay.
Now the thing with the receipts and the money and all that. So when after my live, um, Sin all of a sudden said, "Oh, I have receipts of PayPal's." So when I looked over those, I said, and even people in my voice call can vouch for this. I said, these are not receipts of Randy asking for money because they're actual transactions, but there are little notes on there. And I even said that to Sin. I said, but you're saying to her, here's money for your nails. And then she would say to me, well, she said it on the phone, that she needed her nails done and she wished she can get, that kind of thing. But I was constantly pointing out things that, it was not proof. It just was not proof. Um, so again, just if I was out to get Randy, or we were all out to get Randy, we would have said, yeah, yeah, that's it. Let's show all that and let's prove, that this is what really happened. Uh, there was always doubts. There were always doubts. Just wanted to say that.
Absolutely. Right.
Where it was said that I've been talking to Sin since October, that is not true. My message with Sin started at March. I'll get you the exact date. Hold, please.
Okay, that we
Okay.
already told that.
I haven't been talking to her since October. That's insane. But this whole thing started on March. I'm scrolling back right now. On March 2nd. March 2nd. And my last message from her was on March 9th.
Right, so there were a lot of DMs, and that's why I wanted Wendy to let
Those
my
are
Discord heal.
those are where my DMs are with her. They're not from October, so I don't know who told you that or why, but that isn't true.
Well, maybe
And
Cynthia
honestly, if you don't want to believe me, then don't believe me. If you feel like you didn't participate in something like that, then great, good, I'm glad. Honestly, I don't care. I really, really just don't care anymore.
But you
So done
should
caring about
care.
it.
But
Yeah.
you should care
It was
because you should care because you're accusing my Discord of a campaign and it didn't happen. And that's what I don't like, is being conveyed out there to people in your chat that there was a campaign, and there wasn't.
Sorry, I was muted. I wanted to say that they're accusing you of running a group of people that is supposedly to destroy Randy while running a smear campaign against you.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, I just remembered I've got to unblock.
Miss
I
Noma.
don't. Oh, wait a minute. I need her URL.
I think it was the Venom and the denial, and there's one person that's just
The insistence that this in any way, shape, or form is about these two individuals right here
No.
is asinine to me. Just
Now, as I said earlier, it's asinine to Wendy that why I'm involved. Okay, I was a part of the group in the Discord that has been accused of set out to destroy Randy. I've gotten this cold shoulder from them since I'm the one who had such an issue with what Randy did with Natasha. So they're punishing me in a way for not falling in line there by looping me in with all of this and denying that they're doing so, because Wendy adamantly says she doesn't understand why I'm involved. It's asinine for people to think that I have anything to do with it, but she named my name to one of my good friends. So that's why, Wendy.
And also you're part of the Discord. So anybody who is in the Discord, like if I were to get, at least, let's say, I wouldn't say all 70, but at the time, during these voice calls, if I were to call all of those people, give them all a link to come up here and say, yeah, no, we weren't gassing her up. I'm insulted by that accusation. I mean, I could do that. I don't know if they would all come up, but, it's important to their character that they're not doing this. I'm, part of me questions, who it was, why they would do that, what screenshots proved that it was so disgusting. I don't recall like I said, I don't recall.
There was nothing there. That's why I'm calling a bluff on it, that I know better. There's nothing to it. Let's say they got a screenshot of something that says, strike her. Well, is that all you got? Because I know one part that was said, and that was in relation to somebody streaming one of Diane's videos. It had nothing to do with Randy or Wendy. So were you given a piece like that and assumed that it meant for Pickle to strike Randy or something like that? That's why I'm feeling like if she got anything, it had to have been cherry-picked comments, because I have just looked through it all, and I'm not seeing where this horrible, vicious take down Randy army was ever in existence.
Yeah, I mean, if it can be shown to me that, we did that, then I would admit, okay, yeah, it does, appear that there was a campaign to take Randy down. But I check on my Discord, and I'm sorry, I don't recall anything. And I know what our voice calls were about, where Sin was involved and what we said to her in those voice calls. And then even towards the end, when things were, coming to an end. And it really was very simple. We were having a voice call, or we were going to have a voice call. I'm not really sure how that went, but Sin was there 1 minute, and then the next minute she was gone. And then I was informed that she made a community post that she was leaving YouTube. And then
Debbie Doll, if the context is missing, that's how it can be cherry picked. Context clues. They're real important. Sorry, Diane.
Oh, no, I'm glad that you answered her. Go ahead. You can continue.
All right.
I don't feel like these two people are involved.
No.
Not to the degree that I think they think they're involved, I guess. Maybe that's it. I don't feel like, I don't know. I certainly don't feel like they seem to be presenting that, Alex is some ringleader of the Takedown Randy group or whatever, which I have never said and I do not believe. So I don't know why she would think that. This whole thing is so out of hand. Now.
Way too far. Yeah, it's way too far. I used the Takedown Randy group just as a reference to a couple of things that went on. I did not mean that literal, and that was taken so literal that there's no convincing these two that they weren't even a thought in my head about being in the group. And
well, I mean, I know that Alex was in the Discord. I do know that. I do know that she was asking to see proof of things. I do know that. The comment that I mentioned when we were live that night was a comment that I saw in Diane's chat where she said, I'm not going to lie. I want to see it all, or I'm curious to see more. It wasn't and then she tried to tell me that she was just asking for proof. That's not what you were doing. Go back and look at the chat. Like you were saying that, you want the tea, you want the drama, you're there. And so I think that people might have been in there for varying reasons of some might have had a deeper vendetta. Some might have, no, we can't. Some might have had a deeper vendetta. Some might have just been there for the tea or the drama of it all. It wasn't that deep to some, maybe deeper to others. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I didn't get a bunch of screenshots of shit talk. I mean, to me, that's what makes it different from other like mole things.
Yeah.
Which and we can just agree to disagree. I still feel like that's very different.
I disagree. Well, taking anything out of Discord, period, goes against the rules of what we always stood by as far as Discord is concerned. I'm sorry. And people didn't just come into Discord for the tea on a campaign. Is that what she's implying? That they came into the Discord because they wanted the tea on, a campaign against Randy? Or did I hear that incorrectly? I don't know.
Well, she went from talking about that to talking about something that I said in your chat, like that I'm just there for the tea or whatever. It's been insinuated that I want to use this stuff for content. I cannot tell you how many times that Sin came to me and wanted me to do things on my channel, or that even other people were like, you should volunteer your channel. It's not that didn't happen. the opportunity was there for me to use it for content if I wanted to. I didn't start speaking about it until Wendy named me in DMs to my friend, and then again this past week in Discord, she brought my name up again, and that's why I reviewed their stream that Friday night, because my name keeps getting brought into it. So that's why.
Yeah, and and again, there is other components to this because there is a Discord that I'm not in that apparently, you ended up talking about things that I don't even know. But so it's.
I mean, what is she accusing me of? Being here for the drama? What the fuck are we all here for? Jesus. Excuse my language, but
Yeah, I mean,
that's how this works, right?
I think so.
When these people brought me the stuff that they brought me, they were disgusted with what they were seeing. And I know that Vignes is hard, but specifically Sin and Pickle, and Diane, obviously, and a few other. I don't know. I really want to be done talking about it, honestly.
I do too.
Hmm.
I do too. And yet again, I feel the need to defend myself on why I told the story, and we'll get to that part because it's a big deal to them.
It might be a foreign concept, but in this Discord place, if people have a common mindset about you, they might share their feelings and thoughts together, and they might talk about it. That's part of what actually makes this all work, is the conversations that happen about what creators do on their channels in Discord.
Right. And let me just say, I'm not refusing to speak to Alex. I don't know where that comes from.
So because you're discussed in a Discord, or what you do or don't do is discussed in a Discord, doesn't mean it's like out to get you, like destroy you or anything like that. It's quite the opposite, because I don't think anybody wants to see anybody's channel taken down.
I'm going to have to beg to differ with the 6 strikes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Put that on pause. Okay. So there were strikes. Pickle gave her strikes for thumbnails that she made. That was a while back, but she retracted them, from my understanding. So I don't know why that keeps getting brought up, because that's not even a discussion, in the mix of, in my Discord, in the mix of Sin. So I don't know why that keeps getting brought up. That did happen. I'm not going to, get into detail. That's, a thing between Pickle and Randy. But again, she did retract the strikes. So if she's referring to that, again, it's not part of, this so-called campaign. If that's what she's calling the campaign, again, I have to disagree with her. And I did disagree with her when we were in DMs. Go ahead.
And the most disgusting story I think this platform has ever heard of.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to beg to differ as well.
Because the words that were used was, I've got something to take Randy's channel down. And then the person that she messaged that to said, "Oh, what is it?" And no, I'm not. I'm playing. She didn't. I'm not going to say that she was like, "Ooh, what is it?"
No, I wasn't.
She then said, "Okay, what is it?" And I understand that curiosity. I probably would have wanted to know the same thing. Diane, this is not me coming at you at all. At all. I am upset that you promoted this after what was said last night. Yes, I am. But you already know that because I messaged that to you and you're ignoring me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. It's funny because
Yeah.
they say things like, well, I don't know why they don't come to me. Because when we do, you ignore us unless you want something. So, I mean, that's why. As far as Alex goes, you've asked to talk to Alex. She said no. She said no privately.
I asked to speak to me concerning the Natasha situation after she had said plenty, and I told her no. But in this instance, about this particular situation, I asked to speak to the two of them, and due to my unwillingness to cooperate with them in the Natasha situation, they are extremely unable to cooperate or hear anything that I have to say. That's just the cut and dry of it.
She said no publicly. Like, you've asked to talk to her.
Mhm.
She said no. So this whole thing, oh, you should come to me. You should ask me. Why? When we do, we get ignored.
Right.
Unless it can somehow benefit you.
That's
And
not
as far as that night of, going into your Discord and giving you all the tea, why should I? We had a Google Meet that night. So I was involved in that, with people that actually like us. Why should I go into your Discord and tell you all the tea? There's no reason to do that. You don't need to know that.
And that's where I said I didn't invite her in for tea. And I made that clear to her in follow-up DMs. It was about the DMs. I thought it was so important for everyone to hear the difference, the very big difference in what we were being told and what she was saying to Wendy between March 2nd and the 9th. Those are a lot of DMs. I couldn't possibly remember them. So that was the reason. It wasn't about tea. And I also made that clear to the people who I asked, would you be okay with Wendy coming in? That this was, not going to be a session of going at people, doing anything like that, that it was strictly for her to come in and read these to us. It was not going to be debates and all that kind of stuff. So, okay.
So I chose to be with, our people instead. I never agreed to come in
Tyler.
to tell you anything.
Right. That was like, where were you? Where were you? With the people that care.
Yeah, I was with people who actually like me. That's where I was. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry if that's selfish.
Welcome back, Sky. You're gonna love it here. Okay.
Or to watch the drama. So that's just a little bit of like a weird narrative, in my opinion. But the dramatics are probably my favorite about it, because it's super dramatic to use these words like destroy. Yeah.
What other word would be suffice?
It's funny because the only dramatics I see are these two.
Yes.
You're being genuine, and you don't have to believe that. I don't care. You don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anything about me.
No.
You just know that you don't like me. That's what you know.
I've spent the past 3.5, maybe 4 years in Discord with Wendy and Randy. After Randy was having some trouble back with her health and stuff before Thanksgiving, I sent her a message wishing her well. I was a member on Wendy's channel. I took their side when they tried to take your stuff down. I'm nobody in the grand scheme of things, but I am a part of this and somebody who participates, just like most everybody in the chat. And what I said the other night was that Sin made an effort to get to know people in the Discord and make a bond with them. And what Wendy is saying here proves that they never did. And of course, they said, we can't spend all our time in Discord. Listen, I run a business from my home. I have 2 children. My husband holds a full-time job, and I can still manage to work this into my schedule some. I don't have time to sit and do it all day either. Okay. But I still have made good friends here. That's why I came here. And for you to tell people, I don't have time to get to know you, it's quite insulting. And I just hope everybody really hears what she is saying with that.
No. And I don't care. I honestly don't care. But the dramatics of, you can hurt yourself 5 times. Yeah, that's dramatics.
Right.
We were being sincere, but you don't have to believe that. I don't care. Don't believe it.
I think that's crazy. To frame it in that way, it's like catastrophic. It's over the top to destroy Randy and maybe me. I assure you that is not what was going on. And granted,
But because Wendy had people in there telling her that that's what they thought was happening, that absolutely means you all must believe it because somebody told it to Wendy, and that must make it true. Never mind the entire Discord full of people who say that's not true and you're being misled. Wendy is choosing to believe her moles because that fits the story she wants to tell.
No.
Well,
no.
go ahead.
I'm believing what I see with my own eyes and hear with my own ears. That's what I'm believing. Nobody's telling me a narrative.
They
I saw
are
exactly
though.
what was happening. I saw exactly the kinds of things that were said.
So Wendy is taking whatever she saw from whenever she saw it, maybe a small portion of whatever, and that is what she's basing her entire narrative on. So as the people who are in that server, this chat is full of people that are in that server. Many people, not just me and Diane and Kimmy and Mo, many people can say that's not what was happening. But this one or maybe two people that's talking to Wendy and giving her screenshots without context or whatever the case may be, it's helped push her narrative. That's
Yeah, and it's a very active Discord as well. So
it'd be popping. Mhm. Yep.
I saw exactly what the goal was. That's what I saw. And I could tell instantly that what was being told to you guys in there by Sin was something very different than she was telling me. So that was where I focused my energies in dealing with that. And I feel like I did. Had nothing to do with, never mind. It had nothing to do with some of these things that you guys keep bringing up. But no, nobody led me to believe that. I looked at it and I saw it with my own eyes and I heard it with my own ears. That's where I got the ideas that I got.
So,
nobody fed me anything.
Okay, so she heard with her own ears and so with her own eyes the difference in what Sin was saying to us as compared to what was being said to her. And so I get that part, maybe if she was getting screenshots of what Sin was saying, but did you hear with your own ears and see with your own eyes a campaign from the members of my Discord to take down Randy's channel? So it's a little, I'm hearing it a little bit different. I also felt that what Sin was saying was making me question, as well as, some other women. So we're on the same page there, but still, and there's going to be a part I think in here where she says, why should I go to them? Well, why not? If you know that there are people in my Discord that are giving you information, and you know that you've been DMing with her and she's not telling us the truth, why not come to at least me and tell me? Here's, it took for me to go to you, but why would it have been such a big stretch to come to me and say, listen, Sin is, not telling you the truth. Here it is. I think it could have, this is why I feel like there's no communication. And I do feel like this is a on purpose division, and I don't understand it.
Well, I think that actually makes it pretty clear. It's an on-purpose division. The reason is they got to keep that hug box tight.
Well,
Right.
Or told me how to interpret what I was looking at.
And nothing we've said has, exaggerated or overstated any truths for the person that wrote that.
Well, you know what I will say here? This is a great part to ask them to name names, because when you say that,
we can't do that.
Well, I think that right. So if we want to name a name, maybe Sin wanted to take down Randy or her channel. Maybe that's what they're saying. But who else? Because so many people are being lumped in with that. And that's where it's important to name names. You have to clarify. You cannot throw a blanket statement on people like that. And there's one thing about the moles. I cannot get over the fact that it's being framed like these moles are, being treated badly, that they're doing a service to people by coming forward.
Me either, Sarah.
That what
They're heroes.
They're heroes, when really, to me, it seems kind of cowardly. And I think that's how moles are in general, right? They're usually people who want to stir up shit, and people who, like, if you're a mole in that Discord and you have a problem with what's going on, why not stand up and say it? Like, why are you not, talking against some of the points or the lies that are being thrown up?
Because when someone, what do y'all do when someone says, I fucked up? What do y'all do? Tell them. Go ahead and tell them. Not that this person messed up in any type of way, because they didn't. They took other people's words and said, this has gone too far. This is what's happening. Y'all don't like that, and I get it. I wouldn't either. But I'm glad it happened.
Pammy B, that's how I see it too. They're very much wanting to know who said what to me, who gave me what. They very much want to know all of that. That's why they're insisting on me saying names and, you know, putting out more specific details. And I'm not going to do that because like I said before, these people, I wasn't given like shit talk and bad talk, you know, whatever. I wasn't given any of that because I don't care, honestly, truly. I'm sure there are discords all over this community where I'm being shit talked every day. Couldn't care less. I'm sure you're being shit talked in my Discord too. Maybe not. But regardless, don't care. Like that's such a non-factor to me. But what specifically was told to me was that it was making them sick, what they were watching happen.
Oh,
And, and I have to agree.
I don't believe that for a minute. Sorry.
No, I don't either. Like, that's one of the things that Kimmy says throughout this is her so famous phrase at this point, toe tags or it didn't happen, which literally means hardcore proof, or we're not taking your word for it because we've been screwed over too many times by not taking people's word instead of fact. That's literally what that means. And people are trying to make it out like it's some kind of horrible correlation to the morgue, when really it just means give me proof that you can't take back. I guess you just got to know Kimmy's sense of humor.
He's sick too.
Right. And, you know, innocent friends were caught in the fucking crossfire. I don't believe that. Because we have spoken on no one.
I feel like we have been more than clear, you know, like if this doesn't include you, if you weren't party to this, if you weren't involved in this, if you weren't in that Discord, or you weren't partaking in the conversations, or you weren't, then this isn't about you. There's no reason for you to be bothered or upset or sad or mad. But some people keep insisting that somehow, you know, we've accused them of something when we haven't.
Hold on. Pause it for a minute.
Testicle. Can't redact the names and show it because what they're trying to do is narrow down stuff.
I disagree with that. It's my Discord. The people in my Discord, I don't care if it was one person, two people, it's still in my Discord. And if it's being said about coming from one person or whatever, it's still accusing people in my Discord of saying things that are not being said. And it does involve them because they are part of my Discord where my privacy is being invaded. Their privacy is also being invaded. That's not fair.
Stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Am I wrong?
No, if I redact the names, you're still going to know who it is. Like it doesn't even matter. What matters is that the truth came out. Like, can't we just focus on that? The truth came out. It doesn't matter anymore who was trying to do what.
Right.
It's obviously not over for Diane, since she thinks that promoting this disgusting, sloppy stream was appropriate. I don't understand, Diane. I don't get it. I swear, every time I feel like we're coming to a place of, you know, peaceful coexistence, you pull another stunt, and I don't understand. But whatever.
Okay, hold on. This was not a stunt. The reason that I promoted this was because Alex, Mo33, and Kimmy all were defending this Discord and the people in it and themselves. Why is that disgusting?
Well, they're referencing Kimmy's remark that she made, which what she said was a little insensitive concerning the subject matter.
Yes, she did.
Right. And she did make an apology in the Discord. But at the same time, what she meant was you can play a victim as many times as you want, and you still don't have the right to talk to people the way you are, especially Bex, because again, if you bother to pay attention to anything about Bex, you would already know why we're so extremely protective over her. And no, there was no threat by Kimmy. All she said was, don't do it. She didn't say, or else, or I'm going to do this. She just said, don't do it, as in, hey, knock it off. So that's also a huge, huge reach. Could Kimmy have rephrased her stuff and said it better? Absolutely. Had Kimmy had a few beers? She sure did. But you know what? Kimmy works 2 jobs. She's a mom. And Friday nights, her husband takes care of the kids so she can have some fun on the internet. There's nothing wrong with it. She's not doing it every night of the week. She is just trying to have a good time. And she got a little too passionate and didn't phrase her words as well as she could have. So they're taking the 25 seconds of that clip and trying to focus on that and saying, look at this, instead of the other 2.5 hours of this stream where all of these valid points were made. Just focus on this one thing so that I can be a big old victim of it too.
Right.
It's just it's so ridiculous to me. It's so fucking ridiculous.
I think that got me worse than what. No, that's not. No, it didn't get me worse than what was said on this panel, but it got me because I'm like thinking we have open communication now. Things are going to get better. We're going to ease into this, and boom, a pie in your face.
Yeah. Yes. Call it as I see it. That's exactly what it is.
She means
That's
me.
exactly what it is.
Calling out bullshit.
They were being good friends. They were calling out bullshit. They were putting a stop to something disgusting that was happening, and I appreciate them very, very much. So no, I'm not going to put out partial anything. I'm not going to let you decide for yourself. I'm not going to do any of that because it's going to identify them, and I'm not willing to do that.
No, they deserve to stay anonymous. They deserve it.
Out there, why aren't you taking a public stand, or even just the behind the scenes stand in the Discord? Why are you taking information, not just comments and screenshots, but you're recording a voice chat? I just think it's so ridiculous to label somebody who's doing that as a hero.
Right, because in the past, recording voice chat is bad. It's something we don't do. Definitely.
They were really taking this hero thing way too serious.
They're very offended. Well, they're very offended by that, and good.
We're actually
Hold on.
making
Put it
fun
on
of
pause. Put it on pause. Because you called them heroes. And that's why we made a bunch of jokes in my Discord, and we have stickers with moles in hero costumes flying around, and we have all kinds of funny things because we're not talking about you anymore. We will still always make fun of this mole if this mole is still in there, and it's just to let off some steam. But you're the one that said they were heroes. You did.
Well, all the mole did was stir the shit pot.
Yes,
they didn't
stirred the
prevent
shit pot.
anything. They actually caused a lot of problems and a lot of things to happen. And you guys are seeing it as a blessing in disguise. And hey, maybe it is. Maybe the mole helped to move some inevitable things along or whatever. But they definitely are not a hero. They're just a messy little shit stirrer.
You should be.
We don't do it within our own
don't care.
Yeah.
People. And if it ever is done, let's say, like, what's a good reason that if somebody is making threats or someone is in harm, something harmful could be happening. Okay, those might be reasons somebody might want to record a voice chat. But just for the dramatics of it, that's just a little. I mean, here's my thing.
I love how you keep saying dramatics, and that way people will think it was just dramatics. You just don't like that your words were recorded.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah, I mean, there's no dramatics. What are you talking about? Dramatics. I don't even know what you're saying. You're being dramatic, and you're being vague. Spit it out. What are you trying to even say?
Like, yeah, I know. It was like blah, 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 blah.
Thing. I don't want to take somebody's word for it. I think we should do a voice chat myself. I think it should be played for everybody here so they can make their own mind.
5 seconds of that fucking shit. Play a little clip. Do a little teaser. Like, cough it up. Otherwise, toe tags, or it didn't fucking happen. And nothing was even said. So, like.
So what she means by toe tags, let me just clear this up for everyone. If you say you have a family member that's passed away, Kimmy needs a toe tag or it didn't happen. She said that earlier in the stream. I didn't get it recorded. But yeah, and now I guess toe tags or it didn't happen is a thing. Okay.
I don't know. I think that we've seen enough. Well,
the
how about
outrage.
and I don't even know if Kimmy was in that Discord, so I have no idea if how much she even knows went down in there. I have no idea. But how about the lack of toe tag? First of all, toe tags is vile. I'm not even using that.
Yeah, I can't even think. You know,
let's just call it proof. Okay, can we be grown? It's sloppy. Anyway,
we're all so grown
the proof
now, right?
Is that Finn made a lot of accusations and made a lot of.
We're grown with our kindergarten rules.
Oh my God. None of this is
Uh,
grown. None of this is adulting because we're here, they're there. No one wants to talk. No one wants to, I mean, because we talk doesn't mean that there are still not issues and problems. Right?
told a lot of stories and backed up none of them. So that is the proof right there. How about that? Is that good enough? I don't need to show you proof of what I was sent.
No.
No,
You know what?
don't. But when
If you were in that voice chat, you know what you.
And it will come out at some point. It will come out who the mole is. It always does. Right?
If not this time, the next.
Right.
It'll come out somewhere down the line. Some stuff takes years before it comes public.
You said, and if you didn't speak, you know what you heard. I think that you think by trying to say that we're bluffing, that it was never given, that we're not in kindergarten. I know you said I was old, and with age comes wisdom. I say
Well,
through
I mean,
you.
how can I be bluffing and get it all right?
Right.
You have it
I
all
don't understand.
wrong.
That's a pretty
You're-
good guess, then,
yeah,
don't you
have it
think?
all wrong. That's the
All right.
problem. Pay attention, Wendy.
Years ago, this used to be a thing. Like you would like tease, like, oh yeah, I know something that somebody said. Like, let's like smoke them out. Let's smoke them out. Let's make them sweat. Like, this is like so and so tactics. Can't say her name. Like, you guys know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a troll tactic used to like smoke them out, like to try to get people.
Okay, you're talking about so and so. Can't say their name, but we're supposed to say names. Makes sense.
Yeah, riled up or whatever, make them sweat, make them all freak the fuck out. And I'm just sitting there like, you know, retarded. Who
Okay.
gives a shit?
No, I think she means like how you signed in the
yeah,
morgue.
Yeah, you just throw a card, you get tagged. Yes.
All right, let's continue.
Even me, along with her. And it was pretty deep. And that is why they came to me. They weren't trying to be shit stirrers. They weren't trying to, in my eyes, maybe in their eyes, they're going to see it differently. And of course, they have every right. I just want to share my own perspective, I guess, in my eyes. And according to what they told me, because they even felt bad. They're like, I know I shouldn't be doing this. I know that we're not supposed to do this. I can't watch this happen anymore. This is going to be really, really bad. And you need to know. You need to know what's happening in there.
You need to know what's happening. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Don't you guys remember? Isn't that what Randy told Natasha when she said Starlight's not your friend? Oh, yeah?
No, that is.
Yes. What Randy said was, I got to tell you something, and I really don't want to, but Starlight is not your friend. That's what she said. We saw it in the messages.
Not what I said.
You need to know the truth, y'all. You need to know the truth.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you need me to say. I mean, that is what they said to me. Is that so weird? That's what they said. You need to know what's going on. I can't watch this for one more second and not say anything.
Oh, that's dramatic.
So disgusting. What's happening?
See, the part of it that's so weird to me is the fact that Wendy is telling my friend that I am the person responsible for gassing Sin up. So that would make me feel like Wendy got to that conclusion based off of what she's being told from her mole, which narrows it down to just a very few people. Because I don't have problems with a lot of folks, especially within my own group. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
I mean, those are the things that were said to me. And again, believe me or don't care. It's not about you at all.
Now remember, this
It's
is
not, but y'all
all
seem to.
this is all being told to her people who are believing her, right? To their people over there, as putting a very bad reflection on my Discord and the people in there. So this is why it's important to clear this up, that no such campaign was happening. And I do doubt the dramatic, the whole dramatic spin on people in my Discord who have been there, who have known me for years, saying, this is all so disgusting. I just can't take it anymore. Well, if you couldn't take it, then why didn't you leave? If it was so disgusting.
Because then they couldn't be a mole. A hero.
Want it to be. I don't know. Is that what? I don't get it.
It was definitely an eye opener. Yes. I understand that there's rules. You don't take stuff out of Discord. I understand. You get in trouble for that. Mold for that. I get all of that. But there's something else.
But the heroes today. The heroes today.
Something else's destruction is also bad. Especially when it's based on.
I love how they're playing our shit, and Kimmy keeps saying, "Shut up."
Well, Well,
I love
she's not
it
alone.
too,
I was saying that
personally.
quite a bit myself last night. It was very embarrassing, very sloppy and gross, but you know, it's all right. Whatever.
This
These are
whole
not
thing
my
is
people. Sorry,
embarrassing.
they're
I
just
think
not.
the whole thing is embarrassing that adults can't talk and that we're at this point now where we're keeping secrets from moles. I mean, it's it's kind of reminds me of middle school. I never thought that,
Seventh
adults
grade
would be.
cafeteria.
I mean, I never thought adults would be doing this. I never thought as adults we'd be here. It would be so much better if everyone could talk. And even if the moles, if they really exist, I don't know at this point. But, even with the moles, let's get together. Yeah, it was me. I said it because I felt this way. And then we could say, but you're wrong. I mean,
Well, I mean, I can kind of understand why a mole would not want to be able to say to stand up, if, especially if they might be treated like I was when I stood up and said, "Hey, I don't agree with this." Now I've like been given the cold shoulder on it. So maybe they just thought this might buy them some brownie points or keep them close or whatever the case may be. Um,
and I
they're just
truly
afraid
wouldn't.
to
And
speak
here's the
up.
thing: I truly wouldn't be mad if the mole came to me and said, "Listen, I sent this off to Wendy for whatever reason." I really wouldn't. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, other than the way this whole thing is being presented. That there was a vicious campaign going on.
Yeah, I mean, at what point does it become a vicious campaign? You know, you have this side versus that side. Does that mean everybody's on a campaign against the other person, or are we just all participating the same way, and it just makes it work that way? It's really taking it to a whole new level to say that people want to take other people's channels down. I know for one, when Pickle was talking about the strikes that she did give to Randy, and she also took them back. Um, she made it clear that if she wanted to take her channel down, she could have, but that's not what she wanted. She just wanted Randy to take the artwork down and communicate with her, but Randy wasn't doing that. So she's trying to get her attention. And that turns into you want to destroy my channel, make it where I can't make $1 on this platform. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Stop making so many enemies.
These are not my people at all.
Not my people.
No.
My thoughts across the room.
And that's what's happening here.
Sure. Yep.
So to me, those people, I thank them from the bottom of my heart that they did that. I would never tell a soul who you are. I haven't even told Randy who you are.
Here's the hero.
Oh wait, I have something for that.
What you tried to do.
Wait,
Because
we gotta wait.
you just stopped before it got completely.
Can I respond? I'm going to respond to Sarah's comment real quick. Can I?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Hartley's comment. It's not Sarah's comment. Sarah said something earlier, but I forgot it now. But Hartley said Samara was a mole in Randy's Discord. I don't remember Samara being called a hero. Just saying. And you're right. What Samara did, I still don't understand what Samara was doing.
I don't either.
Okay. Just because this is the thought. Wendy is saying, I still don't know what Samara did. Okay. So Wendy still to this day doesn't know exactly what it was Samara did. Yet they had a whole live stream dragging her for taking stuff out of Randy's Discord, while Wendy is openly admitting that she still doesn't understand what it was she did. So Wendy, maybe take into consideration that you don't have the full picture on this either. Because who knows, months from now, you could be saying that about this.
I don't know what she took or why she took it. It made no sense at all. It was just, if anything, it was shit talk even. I don't even know what she took. And I don't know why. There is a difference between, in my head, in my eyes, and maybe maybe this is just me. And you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to feel the same. But I think there's a difference between somebody just pulling out a bunch of shit talk out of context and bringing it to someone going, oh, look what they're saying about you in this Discord. Oh my God. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's a difference in that and this.
Nope, I disagree.
And maybe I'll change my mind on that Sunday. Maybe I'll realize that no, it's all bad. It's all this, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I just know how I feel right now. And how I feel right now is I appreciate that somebody was willing to stand up and do the right thing. And I'm sure if they thought that they could get away with standing up and saying so in the presence of all of those people without being completely destroyed and screeched at or whatever.
Okay, put it
and
on
shut down
pause.
instantly.
Put it on pause. I just said, if the mole came to me right now and said it was me, I wouldn't even be angry. I wouldn't. And no one in my Discord would go at them. Would they joke around a little bit? I mean, listen, let's put it this way. The moles are still in my Discord every single day, or maybe every other day. Like I said, those stickers are being thrown around. Jokes are being made about the mole. So if they're in there, so if they're in there and it's not bothering them now, why would it bother them to come to me? And no one would attack them. I mean, like, why would you think anybody would attack the mole? I wouldn't.
Then they probably would have kept it in house, but they knew that that wasn't going to be able to happen because everybody seemed to all have the same goal, except for a small few. And that was, to make sure that, Sin tells her story and humiliates Randy to the highest degree and prove her a liar and maybe even get rid of her channel.
Yeah.
And you can say all you want that wasn't the goal, but it was. That is exactly what the goal was. And maybe to varying degrees.
For who? Is that Sin's goal? If that is Sin's goal, look, that is on her. That's not on everybody else you're trying to lay a blanket on. And you guys can say you're not, but your whole stream, the one that I'm addressing, you spent talking about my friend group while not addressing them. And everybody knew that's who you were talking about. Go back and watch Tracy's stream from the next day, and clearly everybody knows what you're talking about. So this whole thing has caused such a huge mess. I just really, maybe that's what you guys wanted in the long run. I don't know, but bravo, I guess.
Maybe to some people, it wasn't really that big of a goal, but they liked the idea of a shit show and they love the drama and it's been pretty boring around here. And, hey, it's not a big deal. It's not that deep. Maybe that's the case for some people. Maybe other people were, really invested and really, really wanted this to go, well, and really, really hurt Randy. I don't know. I mean, only you guys can answer that. It doesn't seem like anybody wants to be too honest about it. So honestly, like I said, to me, all I needed was the proof that Sin wasn't being truthful. They didn't call it as I see it. They very much debated. Yes, they did. They very much debated whether or not they should talk to me. They told me that too. It wasn't juicy tea. They were really upset and sad. And you can believe that or not. I don't care.
And I agree with Tater. Hit the thumbs up, please.
And once again, I'm so sorry for the way you're treated.
What exactly did the mole stop, though? I mean, she's saying
going live about her own.
If you don't know that, Alex, if you don't know, hold on, Randy, hit pause.
It's hard when the voices.
I know it's hard. if you don't know, Alex, if you don't know what exactly the mole stopped, then you really shouldn't be speaking on this.
Okay, can you put it on pause for a minute?
Yes.
I said the mole in my messages to them over the weekend. I said the mole didn't stop anything. I did. I'm the one that went to Randy with this. And I didn't tell the Discord people in voice call, which were not the whole Discord. I told them then what Sin had done or said. What did the mole didn't come to you with that? I did. What did the mole stop?
I mean,
I got so frustrated in my messages with them over the weekend.
At this point, the only leaks that have been coming out of your Discord are from their mole. But they're trying to tell the audience that it was spread to all these other Discords. Well, your mole is the only one spreading things around. So that would make your mole responsible for spreading it around, if that's the narrative you want to go with. No, I haven't seen this mentioned anywhere other than on Randy's channel the very next day. So she definitely got ahead of it, if that's what she was trying to do. But They go back and forth so much during this stream about, did you hear it or not? And then all of a sudden Wendy's like, yeah, it's everywhere. I'm getting all these emails. What did you get in the last 30 seconds? I mean, because at the beginning you weren't sure if it had been taken out. So, people just have to pay attention to some of this stuff. That's why it's so easy for people to get confused and believe what they're being told when they change the narrative back and forth from the beginning of the stream to the end. If you're not paying good attention to it, you might miss it.
Because you obviously don't know what's going on. So I don't even know why you're even talking about it. Truly. Like, you can't even keep up with the simple story, then I don't know why you're speaking on it.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Like, when I saw the name of that stream, I was surprised. I'm like, I thought this was gonna die down. We
Because they're in my
clarified some things.
Discord. Oh,
Well, what they're failing to mention here is the girls were a little upset after that stream they did, and they tried to go and have some conversations with them about it. And I'm not in Starlight's Discord, but my name was brought up by Wendy. And yes, somebody told me and gave me a link to come into the Discord so that I could ask her why she has the opinion that I want this to be all about me. And she did not want to have a conversation with me. She just wanted to make sure that I was no longer in the Discord. So that happened. And then I decided, well, you know what? I'll just talk about it on my panel. So for them to act like they don't know why I'm doing this, well, there's your answer. You keep bringing my name up. You want me involved.
Beginning of our stream, that wasn't good enough, though. Even though you two were never a thought, ever, to me.
No.
That's a great.
They stopped Diane from talking about the
That's
sex
a
abuse
great
story?
Oh, but Diane didn't do that. And
Oh,
on
she
her
didn't?
channel.
She didn't?
No,
Yeah,
not
and that was
Did
never
you
a
take
goal.
a
Pause, Randy. And that was never a goal. We never. That story was after everything else. So that story was nothing. Nobody cared if Diane told that story or not. I understand why she didn't, and that's perfectly fine. It's Randy's story to tell or not. Nobody else even needs to be worried about that story. It's Randy's story. It happened to her. It involves her and her family. Nobody was even thinking about that at all, as far as like what Diane was or wasn't supposed to do. Diane, had a long conversation with us. She very much led us to believe, in my opinion, that she was going to go live and make sure that everybody knew that Sin was a liar and that,
put it on pause for a minute.
this was over. And she even picked out
I wasn't sure what I was going to say. Still wasn't sure when I got into my voice call with people in my Discord. I do believe that in my last live stream that they were not happy with. I said some of the things that Sin said were, true. Some of them, no. There were things, I would have to go back and listen to my live stream. I do have a feeling, though, I really do have a feeling that they didn't listen to my live stream, and maybe the people who were, pounding my ass in her side chat didn't listen to my live stream either. I'm pretty sure of that. Again, I apologized to Randy and said, I am sorry that I did not present my live stream the way you expected me to. I did it the way I wanted to do it. That's it. And yeah, Sin was not in my Discord for months, by the way. She came in later. Okay? She wasn't in there for months discussing Randy. So that's also not true.
the song, and she was all excited about the song, Misled, and she even named her stream Misled.
Mhm.
And then between that and the 2 days following, she obviously changed her mind and did a stream that was completely different than the one she told us she was going to do. So we
I
came
didn't
live
I
instead.
didn't tell you what I was
Um,
going to do. That's not true. I didn't tell you what I was going to do other than I found a song Misled. I didn't know what I was going to say. I didn't know. I asked for advice from the women in my Discord, and I
But
got
Tiana,
that advice.
they're presenting it like you already had this prearranged. That is so manipulative to the people that they have in their chat listening. So now they've set their people up to say that they had an expectation of you and you told them what you were going to do. And none of that is true.
No, I didn't know what I was going to say. Again, some of the women in my Discord said I wouldn't even do a live stream, just let it go. And then some of the women said, yeah, but, you know, make it brief. And I asked for advice because I didn't know what to say.
And we told the story. But this whole thing that they're saying right here about, I don't know, like stopping Diane from telling the story. I mean, that was never even a goal. So I don't even know why you're saying that, but whatever.
Yeah. And in fact, that's why I said, that night of the stream, that the talk we had with Diane felt good. That okay, somebody in this stream probably haven't said it. They probably haven't said it yet. Says, oh, I doubt she was giddy. No, she was pure giddy over there being a song called "Misled" by.
Yeah, she was really excited about it. She laughed. She thought it was funny. She thought, I thought it was so great. And it's even by Kool and the Gang. And she thought it was great.
Right. And Anastasia, I don't know what proof you want to see, Hunty. Don't know.
Aww.
Mm.
Oh dear.
That stinks.
What you
I,
say,
think
Mo?
that, I was just gonna say I think that's important right there to like send home a reminder that this information, I'm not even gonna talk about what it was, right? It was a story about Randy's family, and out of respect for her, because we don't talk about families, I'm not even gonna be like graphic about it. But that story was, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was only shared with Diane. And so by saying that this mole things from Diane's Discord stopped this ultimate destruction, that never left Diane's mouth until it was shared with Randy and Wendy. Diane should actually, they should be thankful to Diane because she never platformed it, right? She was never going to take it live. She took it to them so they were aware.
Okay. First of all, Anastasia, if you don't believe us, don't give a shit.
And we know all of this, what she's saying. We know Diane didn't platform it. She said no. Sin brought this to her privately. Diane said absolutely not. We know all of that. I don't know why that's being framed like that's in question. It's not. We know all of that, and that's fine. I don't understand this part.
But we didn't expect her to. And
I
no,
would
I don't know
never-
when that story was told to Diane. I didn't find out that day. So stop it.
This whole idea of the mole saving something from growing into a bigger issue, the mole never had that information. That was all Diane who put a stop to that story. That's
Right. It's not about that story. That's the point. The mole didn't bring me that story. Diane did. See, you're mixing up too many things. That story was not involved in anything the mole brought me.
We're not mixing up anything there. I think they're confused. Mo knows what she's talking about.
And it's moles, it's plural, by the way. But that story was never brought to me by them. It was brought to me by Diane. Well, brought to us. Randy was there too. Diane told us that story herself. I think even before she told the rest of her Discord that story, I believe.
Yeah.
And at no time did I think that the mole stopped that story from being made public. That didn't happen. They're not even connected.
And I don't think it stopped when Diane told the story. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Y'all
right
know what y'all do.
Right there, Randy says, I don't think it stopped when Diane told the story. So that is an admission that they don't know if it's been spread anywhere. Okay. By her, what she said right there says, I think it's been spread, but not proof. But by the end of this, Wendy's gotten so many emails about it, and it's all over all these Discords.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Context clues, people. Sorry, Diane, what?
I don't believe that for a minute that, anybody anywhere else got any story in any Discord. I don't think it was passed, again, because the women in my Discord that were in that voice call are not the kind of women that would go jumping into another Discord, and telling that story.
Right.
I don't.
Yep. So let's just continue to listen to this dramatics here.
Dramatic. Keep saying it.
Yeah. Can you say gaslighting? I can. Anyway. Go ahead.
Everybody.
You're a pretty good one too. A pretty good gaslighter.
Get their gas mask. If you're a member, you have the gas mask emoji. If you're not a member, why ain't you?
Stick up in here.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, so fucking rude.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
don't consider them moles either. I think of them as people with a conscience. They wanted to stop the destruction of another person. That's exactly how I see it. That's exactly how I see it.
Destruction.
Randy seems to be the target. They wanted Randy to be destroyed.
Destroyed.
Yes, Debbie, for sure.
I can't
Yes.
even.
It's hilarious, ain't it?
I don't
Storm,
understand
more
that. That's funny, but okay.
It is.
Where's the gas mask?
really
Did you take it
active.
down?
No, I still have the gas mask.
I don't see it.
It's always hard to.
Maybe I'm blind because I'm old.
Is that it? I'm old
Maybe.
too. What
No,
is
I
that?
see.
What did I just put in there?
I see like a firefighter. Is that it?
Yeah, he's wearing a gas mask.
Oh, Jesus Lord. Okay.
Don't judge me.
All right.
You
I
know,
won't
you know when I'm left in.
work on that. We'll get her a new one, you guys. But instead, we can. In the meantime, we can use this.
Yes.
My God.
Having hallucinations.
We can go all the way deep because I don't want to talk about this again ever. What we waited 2 days for this live stream. Hey Gary. Hey D-Rod.
Hey, Carrie.
And can you imagine waiting 2 days for that? A whole 2 days. Here's why we said that. We were told that Diane was going to go live with it the next day, not 2 days, 1 day. That's what we were told.
Okay, can you pause it for a minute?
Yes.
I didn't go live the next day because I wanted to talk to my Discord. And I couldn't go, and I actually couldn't go live that night. So,
Yeah, and it was always presented to us that way. From the moment you came in, you said, I'd like to go live about this, but I would like to talk to y'all first. I can't do them on the same night. So I'll talk
Yes.
to y'all tomorrow and do the live the next day.
because it was
That's
late.
how-
It was
Right.
late. It was getting late, and there was no way that I could do it.
So that's why I said we waited 2 days. Maybe you should, I don't know, ask a few questions, but that wouldn't fit your narrative of the dramatics, because that wasn't about lies that were told. That wasn't about I was trying to be destroyed with lies.
You're
That was about
disappointed. Pause it,
somebody
please,
had a mole
Alex.
in a Discord, they thought.
You're disappointed that Diane, a person that you are actively fucking being quote taken down, this person is taking you down, hates you, you hate her. You guys are like fucking sucker punching each other, whatever. You're disappointed that Diane did not fucking talk about a lie about your family's alleged SA. Like,
Good night, Shiva.
Oh
you're
my God. All right.
disappointed.
Yeah, no, we're
Love-
not. I
yeah.
don't even know what you're talking about. No, we're not. That statement doesn't even make sense.
Not much of what she said made sense last night. And I can say, you have no idea what you're speaking of. We were disappointed because we were told she was going live the next day. Then she went live the next day and mainly talked about there being a mole, not the fact of what was happening.
That's not true.
I don't even know
That's
she
not
called
true.
out
You need
Stan
to
on that
listen to my
live.
live stream.
We can certainly record it and go over it. Hey, did you also know that she said she was going to take down the bullshit that Sin said, but it's still up because, views.
I did.
No,
That somebody did not.
Put it on pause. They are down, and I don't give a fuck about views.
I don't either.
Sorry.
fucking talk
Hey, Wendy B. Hey, Sweet
about
Truth.
that. Did not talk about that. Like, what the fuck are you? You're fucking retarded and gross.
Well, here's the
That's you and your words.
Yeah, that isn't what we wanted her to talk about ever. I don't even know why you're saying that or where you got that information. But that isn't true at all. And you're showing your ass right now. Somebody should probably tell you, since it doesn't seem like anybody in that chat is going to. You look ridiculous and you sound even worse.
Oh, later on, somebody's like, whenever she says that about, trying to kill yourself 5 times or whatever, she said, somebody's like, oh, Kimmy's on it. Fire. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. She was on fire, all right.
thing, right? So when the Starlight Discord was really quiet and the Randy, when you weren't saying much, things that were being talked about at times were, hey, can you guys not talk about personal stuff involving Sin's life? Leave it to the trolling stuff. The stuff about her family shouldn't be a topic. It was making people uncomfortable. When Diane did tell that story in her Discord, the same thing was told to Diane. Hey, that is off limits. That is not something that needs to be used for consumption, although it has been now. It is very much, what, to me, I can't even go into that. I'll get off topic, but yeah, not for YouTube consumption. And that's why Diane didn't talk about it, because she.
Okay, so this is for Sarah and Veruca Salty Salt, and these two on the panel. There's 3 of them up there, but these 2 on the panel. Listen, I don't know how many times I have to say this. The reason that I told that story was because it had spread, and I knew there were people that would, and let me say that, Mandy Bell, I hope you're listening, because you seem to be, you was really bothered about it last night. There are people here that would platform Sin and let her tell that story, and they still may. But I took the power. You know it's bullshit. You know it's a lie. It's bullshit, and that's why I told it, because I would rather me tell it than hear it somewhere else.
She didn't do the same kind of thing you guys did, honestly. Talking about things that shouldn't be made fodder on YouTube. So I think she
They
took
were
high road.
disappointed. They literally said in so many words, we're disappointed she really didn't go ham on the lie that someone's going to tell about us. But then, I sent you that clip earlier. Like, I heard them tonight saying, like,
Yeah, that's not
"Well,
true.
wasn't even a real-"
That's not true. We weren't disappointed that she wasn't going to go ham about that story. I don't know why you're so stuck on that story. But would have been great if she had gone and said that she was misled, like she planned to, that she was misled completely,
I did.
and that Sin is full of shit. And don't believe her.
Yeah. Sarah, you're not new. You had a lot to say last night. You're not new. I don't know why you're acting new. You know good and damn well that someone would have platformed that. You know that. What's brought up later is how Sin got to know y'all so well, and I didn't, and Wendy didn't. Okay. Me and Wendy don't have time to stay in Discords all day. Ever. It's rare that I have a day where I can spend a day on a voice chat. It's happened.
That's not what we
But
were told, but I
Sin has
digress.
nothing to do but stay in Discord, get to know everyone and everything about everyone, and that is a tactic. Hey, Buttercrumpet. I love the fact that Sarah thinks that this would have just stayed in, and maybe it would. Maybe it would have. I don't know, but I don't think it would have. Do you, Wendy?
No, I don't. But I mean, I don't know. It's just
So to me, it sounds almost like they were banking on the fact that people think that would not stay private, right? Because here they are saying, "Oh, I definitely think somebody would use it for a platform." Like they already knew it would happen from the jump, which is why I believe they went ahead and talked about it and tried to say that it had been told everywhere, because they weren't sure at the beginning.
I don't listen again. I'm going strictly on the women that were in that voice call, the only ones that heard it, right? I would say that I don't believe any of the women in there would have taken it into another Discord or, and I
It
don't
was a
believe
lie. It wasn't like some Jew. What are they going to say? Sin said this about Randy's husband. It was a lie. So nobody's spreading a horrible story about Randy's husband. If anybody did repeat any of it, they would have said Sin made up a terrible lie about Randy's husband.
right. And I don't think anybody would platform that without, proof. I mean, or want to even go down that road. I mean, I just can't even imagine it.
Yeah, we'll never
yes.
know.
I mean, how do we know? We're not prophets. I can't tell the future. But
No.
I believe that absolutely somebody else would have taken that story and run with it. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And Mo33 writes in chat, I would never campaign for Randy to lose her channel, and I won't stand by that lie being perpetuated. Nobody's accused you, Mo33.
Literally nobody.
Yeah.
But there was a campaign for
Making
Randy to lose her channel. Ask Pickle about it. She struck her 6 times.
Okay.
The
Okay.
entire goal of the story that you
Okay. So was the campaign in my Discord that other people were participating, or was it about the strikes? I mean, I'm so confused. Again, they're two
because
separate
those
issues.
had happened way before people were even in. I don't even think Pickle was in your Discord when those strikes were handed out.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think she took a break or something. I can't remember, positively, but I think she took a break.
guys seem so hooked on was for Randy to go to destroy her channel. It will take her channel down. It will, what did she say? It will destroy Randy's channel?
Yes.
Something like that. I don't remember. Diane knows. Ask her.
She said to me,
Right, it was a lie. So it's like, why?
I have something that could take Randy's channel down. That's what she said, But if it never gets out, and no one tells anybody, and no one platforms it, and no one spreads it around, because at that time I was the only one that knew it, and I
Right.
certainly wasn't going to platform that.
So those were Sin's private words to you, yet a blanket has been laid over your entire server as a group
Yes.
of people who are coming together just to take Randy's channel down.
Yes.
Wow.
Why didn't you fucking go live about it? Because you're going to have psychopaths online.
Well,
They're going to.
Sarah, you're wrong.
Like,
The mole didn't. Hold on. The mole didn't give me that story. The mole didn't give life to any story. That's not true. The mole did not give me that story. Diane told us that story. So I don't know if you're telling that on purpose. I don't, or maybe you just don't know.
I think
But
she just doesn't know and wants to be involved.
The reason people are saying that is because the only person leaking out things out of Diane's Discord has been your mole. So if you're saying it got taken out, it would have been by your mole. That's why they're saying that. I know it's a really hard concept to grasp. But if you're saying that that stuff was taken out of Diane's and leaked to a Discord, the only person leaking stuff out of Diane's has been your mole.
Well, that whole sentence that you just said, the mole gave life to that story, it never would have been spoken on. That is a lie. The moles didn't give any life to any of that story. In fact, they did not tell me that story at all, nor did they speak on it. Diane is the one who told us that story.
Yeah, because Sin went to Diane in private and said, I know how to destroy Randy's channel. Diane said, how? And that story was told. And Diane said, she said, can I say that live? And Diane said, no.
I didn't say how. I said, what are you talking
The
about?
mole, and I don't like calling him, the mole never told that story. Do you understand? If you don't, we can say it again. Because we want to be fucking done.
know it's a lie. And even the people out of Wendy and Randy's own mouth, well, more so Wendy's, even the people that hate us know that this is like a bullshit story, right? But you're gonna get fucking legs like a spider.
Well,
Like,
because
It was already getting legs, you spider.
all the Mervs and all the Natasha Coopers and all these fucking weirdos are gonna be like, well, I call your bluff, checkmate. And they're going to Google your fucking husband now. They're going to make sure there's no fucking like other name. They're fucking weird, and you know that, Randy. What the fuck is wrong with you?
but victims, they tend to make better dollar bills here. So
Oh,
There
there's
it is.
completely. Diane might not realize it yet. Her
Get your gas mask out. It is
Yep.
it.
there it is. Yep. I did it.
How is it gaslighting for me to say that victims make better money here? That is pretty common statement made around here. It's also pretty true. So there's really no gaslighting there at all. Also, the only reason I would think that way is based off of things that Randy has said herself about not being able to make money here because of people. So gaslight somebody else.
Did it all for money. It's
Yes,
all
for
for
money.
money.
All for the money.
Naria super chat was giving it. No, I did all for the money. And the
I mean, I'm look, I don't monetize my channel and I'm not trying to downplay anybody that does. Do what you want. But when this becomes your source of income, your motivation changes. And you can't convince me otherwise. Well, I won't believe you. So for people who put out there that this is how they get their money so that they can do whatever with, this is your paycheck. Your motivation is to get paid.
video's not monetized. Carry on.
So stupid, man. God.
You two know me so
So
well.
pathetic that that's what you come down to at the end of all of that. You think any of this is about money? How fucking lame.
And then Sarah down at the bottom. Sarah, what says you? She's inviting people to troll her with it, but that all leads to more donos.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
No. The thing is, when you don't talk about shit, that's when you get trolled. Like when Randy hadn't come forward with what she tried to do to herself, she was already being trolled with it before she ever said a word publicly.
Mhm.
And we know where that came from too, don't we, Sarah? We do. Yes, we do.
I don't know where that
It's not
came
anything like
from.
what she told us it was going to be.
I don't
Because she's
either.
leaving after she talked to me. So I don't know why.
Calling Sarah out for it.
now, just so you guys, because you're not in Discord, and I want to make it, I know some of y'all don't want to come in Discord, although we'd love for you to, so that you can see things the way that we see them. Oh my God. Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna let this play for a minute.
Okay, good.
Is it true what she said? You think Diana's mad at you and that's why I don't know what she is to me. I know what she has said. And what she has said is that none of this would ever happen to her channel if I didn't do what I did. There's that.
We're stuck on that. Diane
We're stuck on that.
told us.
We're stuck on that? Well, I'm not the one who brought it up. What are you talking about? We're not stuck on that. And she might be stuck on that. I'm not stuck on any damn thing.
Wendy, it's a pattern with Randy. That's her MO. What is my MO?
To make up essay stories about your family and
Yeah, that's me.
remember the time that you Jesus, I can't. How does anyone take anybody seriously over there? It's amazing.
Exactly. But Mo, I never saw anyone troll you about the attempt, and if someone did, I had no idea who it is,
Yeah,
and not
they
sure why
did.
you
It
said
was gross.
they did.
It was gross.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's why you tell it to get it out there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you say nothing, then it gets passed around like it's a big dirty secret, and then that's when the trolls come out.
Yeah.
If you just put it out there like it's BS. Everybody agrees that it's BS. Even people that don't like us agree that it's BS. Much less likely to be trolled with it.
Right. And people would love to put the narrative out that, that was taken from one of my Google Meets, blah, blah, blah. No. That's not where it came from. We know exactly who told whom,
Mhm.
and then that person went and told other people. And it's hard for me to believe that some of these people don't know where it came from, but whatever, whatever.
Sarah, I didn't say that you knew who it was. I said we know who it is. We know who it was. Didn't say you knew anything. No one's.
Wait, Testicle, Diane is more than welcome. I've said this over and over to come up, but she will not. She won't.
Guys, I talked to Wendy, and there's been a lot of lies that Sin has told, and I want to talk to y'all about it tomorrow. She's like, it's been a lot to take in. We'll talk tomorrow. And she came back the next day, and she's like, how do you guys feel about Wendy coming in here? Because she has had communications with Sin since October, and a lot of what she's telling me, and as comparing notes, it is a lot for me to remember, and there are a lot of lies. And people were like, sure, let her come in and break it down. Everybody was like receptive to it.
Did you ever say, I'm on my way?
Never, no, not once.
Okay.
I never said that. I never said that.
I had
No, you didn't.
I never said that she was on her way. I said to the people in voice chat, I said, I don't know if she's coming or not. I sent a link. And then I said, I got no reply. So I never said she was on her way to anyone, ever.
Reservations for many reasons. And we had a Google Meet that night. So I was otherwise engaged.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how when shit starts blowing up, all of a sudden, come talk to me, come to my Discord. Why would I go somewhere where I'm disliked this much? Y'all are literally showing how much you dislike me right now.
To act like an adult and talk about
And
it.
then Wendy is being invited into a Discord of people that don't like her. Does that make sense?
Because all of a sudden my tea was good, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It was popping hot and they wanted it. Should have got it from Diane.
Yeah. No, I didn't
So she asked me to come in
want
and
piping
help.
hot. I didn't want piping hot tea. I wanted Wendy to read the DMs.
And
That's
she's
all.
referring to Sin's lies as piping hot tea. Nobody saw it as piping hot tea. We all saw it as Sin's lies.
Yeah, I couldn't possibly be able to remember DMs. I even asked her to give me the DMs. She didn't want to for some reason. It was too much or something, she said. But it would have helped me so that people could, in the Discord could really see the big discrepancy between what she was telling us her DMs were with Wendy and what were actually happening. I mean, I thought that was a good thing.
October.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
that's like when it
October.
happened.
Yeah,
right?
that-
Because that's
that
when the whole thing
blah.
happened. But the whole time, right? The whole time. So
No, there's nothing from October. I don't know
Diane
what you're talking
offered the link to Discord to Wendy to come in there. So that night when this terrible story was told, Wendy had an invitation to come in there, and should have, things could have been a lot different that day. But I'm not sure why Diane would invite Wendy into a Destroy Randy Discord where she could just, have a key or whatever. But that's what happened. Just so everybody's clear.
She said,
Clear, clarification, clarity.
and then she's also said that she thinks that Randy and I want her channel destroyed. I don't know why she thought I would come to her.
I love how they make fun of me going,
I know. I guess that means something.
am I clicking at them?
Everything means something.
Is that a
You
click?
don't do anything without a purpose behind it. Some
Right.
sinister, horrible purpose. And talk to her about this and stuff. But when she came to me and talked to me, I was receptive and I shared with her what I had.
Well, Sarah says in that chat, Diane does not care one way or the other about you, Wendy. Well, Diane says differently to us than what she says to y'all. So I find that odd.
Well, Sarah, I don't know if you really believe what you just wrote there. Diane does not care one way or the other about you. I don't know if you really believe that, but it isn't true. So you're lying to us, you're lying to yourself, or you just don't know. I don't know. You'll have to decide that. But that statement is not true.
Testicle, the reason I won't go on Diane's panel, and one, I made myself a promise I'd never go up there again for certain reasons. And two, my friends get attacked in that chat very badly.
Hold on, put that on pause for a minute. Do you know how much I get attacked? So you want to know why I won't go on your panel? You never actually asked me. to go on your panel. But here's the thing. The disgusting things that some real assholes, I mean assholes, have said about me in conjunction with that community post, the lives, the phoniness that I've seen out of some of the people who used to pop in my DMs. Why would I go on your panel? I think if we all paneled up or we had a discussion behind the scenes, all of this shit could maybe get better. It's not just, let's not just make all of this, what's going on now, about Sin, because in reality, it's not just really about Sin.
That's true.
It goes back a long way. Different reasons for different people, why people are not getting along, you know, why Randy and I don't panel up anymore, has nothing to do with some of the other people's, you know, disagreements or whatever they're going through. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is very layered for sure. Just
Yes.
like the relationship with Randy and Sin. That is the one thing that I could tell by listening to both of them and trying to draw my own conclusions about the situation, is that it's multi-layered. There's not just a simple answer to any of it.
So I don't know what that is. No, I certainly don't need Diane, and I don't want her channel destroyed. But she went from being so giddy and excited for finding the song Misled,
Yeah,
to let's talk about moles. I'm thinking that is not.
you named your strain Misled. Again, we just know that she was excited because there was a song by Cool and the Gang named Misled, and then did not speak about being misled.
Right.
I think it was pretty clear that misled meant that we were misled. I mean, I don't know. I didn't play the song. Didn't go with the topic after I realized and I listened to it again.
I think that also she can see that had they not been taken out of her Discord, we might still be dealing with these lies.
No.
That is what they.
How? They might still be dealing with these lies if the mole hadn't taken things out of her Discord. How? Because from where I sit, the whole thing came to a head when Wendy made her community post asking Sin some very direct questions, and Sin could not provide proof of those things. So that could have been a simple conversation that it could have happened just like it did months and months and months ago. And it kind of did. And Sin did leave for a little while. And it could happen again. You know, she may come back and have a whole nother group of people to convince. But I think she's pretty much worked her way through most of the different factions here in this area. So maybe over with Sean and ATX or whatever, I don't know. But, you know, she definitely made her rounds over here. Okay. And everybody giving her the benefit of doubt and hearing what she has to say is just people doing their due diligence to make good decisions and fair decisions. But Wendy and Randy are acting like, because you didn't take our word for it, you're not our people. You asked too many questions. You believed her when you shouldn't have. You know, it on the internet, you have to question everything to keep yourself safe from people. You can't just take people's word for stuff. If you do, that's how you get tied up in a bunch of bullshit.
Uh-huh.
They exposed the lies. I don't care about your shit talk. Say whatever you want about me. Don't care. I've never cared. And I'm not asking for more. I didn't ask
Sarah, hold on. Pause for a second. Bless Sarah. I think giddy is probably an overstatement, but that's just me. God bless you.
Pick us apart.
How would you possibly know that? Were you in the conversation with me and Randy and Diane when she was talking about that song? No.
She really was giddy.
She was happy, laughing. She thought it was great. Whatever. Everything we say is a horrible lie, right, Sarah? Everything we say is just lies, 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 lies from the pit of hell.
Yeah, like, look, this is lie. You say it.
Bring more information because I don't care. This part is over because Sin was exposed.
So yeah, that's just not true. It's your interpretation of what happened in that Discord based off of what the people you're listening to are telling you.
Excuse me. Hold on. No, it isn't. It's my
I know it's
interpretation. It's my interpretation of what happened based on what Diane said to us herself. Not any mole or anybody else. Diane said herself. That's what my interpretation comes from. Jesus.
We only knew what we were told. That's it. By Diane. On
Even though Wendy's not in there, she's just got a person or people telling her what vicious environment it is and how toxic it is. But like I said, go grab Diane's link, and nothing says you have to say. Just go in and go for a scroll, read up, and see what happened for yourself. Don't just take somebody's word.
Shout out to Audrey. Sorry, Pickle. Just saw your response. Disagree. Someone strikes a channel 6 times. They want to take that channel down. That's overkill. Amen.
For it, because they say clearly this happened.
Believe me.
And I believe that, Sarah says here, Wendy, it was your community post that made everyone really start confronting sin. And golly, don't that make sense, Wendy? Because that community post is when she came to you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I believe that 100%. Yeah.
No matter what.
I also think it's really funny that they're saying here that they felt misled by Diane's title, only to come live and totally mislead their own audience.
Absolutely.
Like,
Who do we mislead?
Everybody.
I don't know. The whole audience. Everybody.
Everybody.
You misled everybody.
Gaslight. Everybody. Yes.
Yeah, just kidding, y'all. This didn't happen. Just kidding. Isn't it fun?
I love it.
I even timestamped it, right? So it was, let me see,
I'll be right
it was
back,
13. Okay, it was like 13 minutes in. Randy made a comment saying that she was, quote, hurt by comments of people who didn't give a shit that my family was lied on. So what that says to me is you were hurt by comments made by people in Diane's chat, and you're saying they didn't care that your family was lied on. And this is after they've now revealed this disgusting lie that's in only.
Well, now let me break this down for you, Mo. My family was lied on, meaning what I meant 13 minutes into my stream. What I wanted clarified on Diane's panel, which was not clarified, was that I never asked for a damn thing. There had been several streams made that.
I'm sorry, Debbie Doll, you were misled. We have given you so many reasons with actual valid proof of why you were misled. And if you still can't see that, that's fine, because I understand you're inside that hug box and it's real crowded in there. Makes it hard to think.
That includes my family. If someone is begging, that's my family. That's what I meant. I'm shocked that went over your head, because every single thing that's been told on Diane's panels about me begging for this, begging for that, begging for this was all lies. But then I look in chat and I see people saying, Sin's a good person. Sin's a good person. She's a good person. She's got problems. Yeah, hell yeah, I was upset. Yep. Because not once did Diane say she got up here and lied on Randy. Not one time.
Only told Diane, from what we know, about Randy's family. So you're making people in your chat think that all the comments in there and Diane's, when we were like, this is great, let's move on, like we don't want to talk about sin anymore, you're making it look like we just brushed under the rug that she came out with that heinous lie about your family. And that's not true, because I was in that voice chat when Diane was just trying to like see what everybody thought about, what to do about sin. At this point, sin was already gone from the Discord. There were other stories that had been floating that she cleared up for people, because, and I mean, what really bothers me is like this person, meaning Sin, has been going around and telling all these fucking fables, right? About, whatever, all sorts of different topics. And there are more people affected than just Randy and Wendy. And so it really bothers me that when they went live, it seemed like all they could think about was themselves, right? So
then worry about yourselves. We were live about Randy and Wendy.
they made a comment that they hoped part of that exposure that Diane did resulted in people like realizing that they were wrong about Randy and Wendy and making some sort of a statement, like acknowledging that maybe they had treated Randy and Wendy badly. And Wendy even made a comment of like, we know it's hard for some people to say sorry. I don't know, it just kind of felt like it was like smack in the face after smack in the face. Like I remember so many voice chats being like, trying to like reassure people that some of the issues that were.
Do you remember so many voice chats, Wendy, or do you just remember one?
I don't. I remember. I think I only remember one, honestly, and I don't remember ever saying. I think it's hard for some people to say sorry. I don't remember saying that. And I'm not looking for anyone to apologize. either.
No.
So I don't even know why I would have said that. Because I think it takes guts to do that. And I
Yes.
appreciated that she did that, even though she doesn't particularly like us. I appreciated that she was willing to do that. But I really don't need apologies from any of these people. I just don't.
No.
Sorry.
Mm-mm.
Were going on weren't because people were believing these like ridiculous lies that Sin was telling. And so it just kind of, it feels like no matter what conversations we had behind the scenes, to come live and present it in that way, and for Randy to make that comment, like, you know, you don't give a shit that my family was lied on. So that was 12 minutes, or what did I say, 13 minutes into the live? It
Yeah,
wasn't until like 30 plus minutes in that Wendy made a clarification. And
like
she said,
37 minutes.
No. My family was lied on the minute that Sin got on that panel.
Well, that's not what
Right. I mean, your family was lied on by more than just that disgusting, horrible story that we're not talking about. Your family was lied
Yeah.
on because you were presented to be this horrible user who only cared about Sin for her money and, you know, all of that.
What Kimmy was referring to is in their stream, they insinuated from the jump that people were perpetuating and spreading that story. That's what they were insinuating from the beginning of this. And 37 minutes in, they're like, oh, okay, let's be clear. We don't know for sure if anybody knew beforehand. That's what Kimmy was talking about. But you guys just have a hard time.
But let's also
That's what your family
remember,
was being lied on
and
about.
I hate to bring this up, but let's go back months when, you know, the whole thing happened with them talking about Sin. So, you know, it happened. I mean, if we're gonna, you know, if we're gonna talk about it, Sin was talked about, you know, on their channel like 3 times, and then I don't know, Bam Bam got brought into it, and Natasha Cooper got brought into it. So, you know, the expectations of not having someone be upset and, you know, want to get back at somebody who was a longtime friend. You know, what are the chances of just saying, okay, I'm just going to let it go? It doesn't work around here. But this has been going on for months and months and months and months and months. It wasn't like a new thing that just happened. It's been going on.
Was that not clear? Maybe that part wasn't clear.
Y'all, yes, y'all said, and maybe y'all will repeat this. Y'all did tell us that Sin was a liar. Then when Sin asked y'all about it, did y'all not deny it?
So what I think Randy is referring to here was a voice chat that we had in Starlights where they're trying, you know, to tell me, but Sin is a liar. And I tell them, we know, because for months they had spent, you know, anytime that we had a conversation about Sin, it was them telling us all the alphabet of things that she's done wrong. And we're like, we understand that, but we still like to make our own decisions. So we're combing through this and trying to muddle through it for ourselves. And Sin comes back to me later that day and says, Wendy is telling me that people who tell me they love me tell them that I'm a liar. So I'm like, okay, why are you talking to Wendy? And she said, because that she had all those questions. So I was going to DM her to answer those questions. I'm like, oh, okay. So Wendy's taken what was said in Starlight's voice chat and telling you that people think you're a liar. So basically, and I don't know if any of that's true. Sin could have been lying to me, but the way it came across to me was Wendy, who is adamantly trying to convince me that Sin is a liar. And when I tell her that I know she could be lying, then Wendy runs back to Sin and says, they think you're a liar. So literally the person who's tried so hard to convince me runs back and says, guess what? I got them to believe me. They think you're a liar. So I think that's what she's referring to there, which is like trying to make people look two-faced or something. But no, we were never trying to keep a secret that we were knowing that we could be lied to. That's why the saying toe tags or didn't happen is so popular amongst us, because we just consider that most everybody is lying until that it can be proven they're not, because it's the internet.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the damage is done. If people can't stand your voice, they moved on to another stream and it's stuck in their heads. Like nothing else
Right.
happens. Like they're all
Right.
left with who they assume are the ponies.
Yeah, but also say people were triggered by it and they didn't want to hear about it, right? Now you put this story out there, it makes it look like people knew about it and co-signed it, and we're just sitting in the chat being like, Cin's the
No,
person.
I absolutely did not make it sound like y'all co-signed it. But because y'all didn't like the timing of when I said y'all didn't co-sign it, which was later on in the stream, here we go, right?
You were quoting people
Blah,
out of
blah,
the
blah, blah. And then
chat.
it
I mean,
wasn't
I thought we
turning
were
it in, and you said-
clear. I
Mhm.
thought that we were clear about saying and knowing that nobody would have supported that story. I thought we were clear about that. Obviously, we weren't, because some people really felt like we were saying that they would have co-signed it. I can't think of anyone that would co-sign a story like that. Even people
No.
that hate us, like really truly hate us deep in their absolute, deep in their little black hearts. I think that I don't even think they would believe or co-sign that story. So
But
let
they would
alone
spread
any
it,
of our
according
friends
to you guys.
or, ex-friends.
Extras.
I don't think anybody, I can't think of anybody that would have co-signed that. And if I led you guys to believe that I was accusing you of co-signing that, I am truly sorry, because that is not at all what I meant to do or wanted to do or was even thinking about.
No, I agree. Same. I apologize. If y'all thought it was sounding like y'all were in there like cheering on that story, I apologize, because at no time did I ever think that.
Right. I guess that's what I feel like saying. Like, I feel this.
Hello.
It cut out. I I never thought that anybody co-signed it, so maybe I didn't feel like it needed to be said that I knew that, and obviously it needed to be said
It
because
was
people,
not clear.
some
at
people
all.
really believed that I accused them, or I thought that maybe they would co-sign it, which I never did.
Right. My thing was, if she told Diane this story, who else has she told this story to? And I don't think it was any of the ponies or any of these people on this panel. But she talks to everybody. That is
Mhm.
what she does. That's how she gets y'all. That's why y'all feel sorry for her, because she talks to everyone.
That's right. Mo33 said the chat had people saying we're as bad as Sin because they led with that disgusting story. So there were narratives in the chat that people knew and didn't tell anybody, and none of that was corrected. So that is why people, are under that impression, because you've got people running around in your chat like Olivia saying things that like they're a fact when they're not, and y'all just let it go and don't correct it.
I guarantee you that y'all know more about Sin's life because she talks about it all the time. And she is a good listener too. And that is what should worry you.
Oh, let me be clear now. Let me just clarify that we're not sure people in Diane's Discord knew that specific story about Randy's husband. Well, maybe you should have started
No,
with
you were
that.
supposed to come in the voice chat that night, Wendy.
They were too
everybody's
busy
like,
persecuting
podcast.
people because their feelers are hurt.
Yeah,
Like,
like
supposed to come in the
hold
voice
on
chat
a
at
second.
Discord that night.
No, I wasn't supposed to come in that Discord that night. I'm sorry if you thought otherwise. I never said I would go in there. I was invited in there, yes, and I had to go somewhere else. I was in a Google Meet.
Uber.
So.
And
Hey, Uber.
I said,
So, no, I wasn't supposed to come in
already
there. And why
earlier-
should I? Why should I go in there?
and I did say earlier that, she never confirmed. She said she would think about it, unresolved issues with people in my Discord, blah, blah, blah. And I sent her a link and I said, if you do decide to come in, and I did tell my Discord in voice call that, she hadn't replied to me. So I never said that she was definitely coming in.
That's true.
There. Why should I help you? Like, honestly, why? Maybe you should have listened to me before. All of a sudden, now what I have to say is so valuable? No.
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 Help
Sorry.
us
All of a
what?
sudden, we're supposed to think.
Help us what? This is, you said it was a community problem. You said that I need to tell the community. But so why, if it was a community problem and it needed to be told, why wouldn't we want to all get together about this? Like, why wouldn't you want to give me the information so I can let the people in my Discord know what was going on? Like, help me. Like, I don't know. So you want me to say certain things, you want me to clarify certain things. Why is it such a big stretch to help in a situation like this?
Well, because the community only exists of their people. They keep saying that these are not my people. These are not my people. So essentially, I guess they're doing like Natasha Cooper, and it's just the Randy and Wendy community that they're speaking to, not the community at large. That's a real good way to keep growing your channel.
Well, yeah, and to make us all look, like I said, if you look at their side chat, and they just really believe everything that was being said. And so, coming together would have put to rest all the nonsense that was being said, or all the nonsense that was coming out of the side chat of people believing things and saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe they say that. It would have really solved some problems. But so I don't think it's a very big thing to, get help. I would have done it.
Think y'all care?
Right. It wasn't because you cared. You thought maybe if I said enough, I'd tell who the moles were, or you wanted the accurate tea because maybe Diane didn't remember everything that we talked about because it was a lot, and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So
exactly.
why should I do any favors for people who fucking hate me? Why would I? Why would I go in there?
This word.
No thanks.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense because the whole time she's been trying to convince everybody of what a liar sin is. But now that she's got the opportunity to fill people in on that on a much grander level to maybe prevent Sin from coming back and doing this yet again, she's like, no, I'm good. They can suffer. I don't need to help them out at all.
And
I mean, it doesn't help us out. It helps y'all out.
Exactly. Exactly. And
I really feel like
the word hate is so strong. I don't think.
Well, and they keep using it. That they said that to me, that I can't see things their way because I have hatred in my heart for Randy, which I've never said. I have said that she broke trust and that takes time to earn back. And I haven't been the friendliest with her since then because I feel like she's still not being completely honest about the Natasha situation. I tried to explain that to her, but because I have so much hatred, I can't see things their way. And that to me is just more gaslighting and manipulation to try to get me to change my mind because I'm not clearly seeing things the way you want me to. But I'm a critical thinker. I tried to tell Wendy I was a hard fish to catch, but that just went completely over her head and she didn't understand it. I'm not just going to take your word for anything because you've given me reasons to doubt you.
This stream proved our point.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like us. Here's why. We would have talked. We would have spoken. But no. That didn't happen.
And you never came the night that fucking Diane told the story. And Diane, I remember like the before and after, like I was working, so I was like, oh, I'm not gonna miss this one. Like Diane prefaced it as you're gonna want to hear this true story. No, she said, well, since there's things that are gonna make me want to back off of Sin, and here's why. And would you guys be okay with Wendy coming in and also like explaining why it's so bad? Like she didn't fucking like hit towards anything bad, right? Maybe that's why I wasn't like gung ho on like being there right on time, but I did kind of want to hear it, so I made sure at work I was like sneaking an earbud in. I'm like, don't want to miss it because if you can, like you're gonna sneak it in. And it was a little bit after started, but and I'm also at work, so I'm not fully paying attention. I was trying to listen, and yeah, like I didn't hear anything like that. I heard it honestly the first time I heard it, and it like struck a nerve with me, like actually like absorbed into my brain was when Randy was like talking about it.
No, y'all just sneak it in and make me laugh.
Yeah, slip it in, just the tip.
All right, onward.
I was just hoping that
gets way better.
Would be people realizing
the exposure.
Maybe I don't know, treated us badly, been wrong about something. I don't know, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe the ones in chat saying, I knew Randy was only friends with Sin for money. Or the ones in chat saying, yeah, Randy begged, blah, 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 blah. That's what we thought. Nah, it didn't happen, and that's okay. Keep it.
And the only person that has been woman enough to apologize for the way they treated us has been Kiki Ramblings, and I appreciate
Shout
that.
out to Kiki Ramblings.
Thank you.
Shout out to Kiki Ramblings, but not for this.
You don't have to be friends and you don't have to like me. But I appreciate you being willing to say, look, I called
I think once everyone suck her dick and say,
yeah, I didn't understand what you said there, Kimmy, because you kind of faded off, but I don't need anyone to suck my dick, actually. Thanks. Appreciate the offer, but no thank you. But that's weird, by the way.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird that popped into her head. I'm in shock. And I know that oh gosh, I'm in shock. We were misled about this stream. That's how I feel. We were. I mean, a heads up, hey, I've changed my mind because we didn't tell Diane what to say. She was telling us what she was gonna say.
I did not.
I think we need to say, I know y'all hate it when I use that word.
I didn't know what I was going to say.
Who didn't get a shit that my family was lied on.
Yeah, maybe you need to tell that story so people can understand what we're dealing with here.
And also keep in mind, before Diane's live, they knew this story, but they were still in chat saying, Sin's a good person. You know, Sin's a good person. Sin only lied on Sin.
And don't worry, I skip that part. So just
See, that's the part where they're so confused because not everybody was present for Diane's voice call. And because it didn't get taken back to all the other Discords, people didn't know what was said. That's the proof right there. Like they keep quoting the comment that Bex made, even though she went to them and said, hey, I did not know that story until right now. They're like, oh, but it was told yesterday. What do you mean you don't know it? Because it wasn't talked about anywhere else, because it wasn't like a juicy tea story. It was a lie that somebody told. It didn't catch the wind you're thinking it did.
Yeah, and there were not. I'm going to, just by memory, there were probably only about 20 people, if that, in the voice call. So not everybody in Discord was in that voice call. So if they weren't in there, they didn't hear it. So, and there, like, again, there was no chatting about that at all in the Discord itself. No one was talking about it, but it caught a breeze. Debbie, what does that mean? It caught a breeze. Didn't catch a breeze anywhere.
It caught a breeze from Randy's panel when she told the story. That's when everybody else in the community learned about it. It wasn't being, brought up or anything. They're telling you it was, but if you listen to their stream, they tell you it was, and they tell you they're not sure, and then they tell you it might have been, and then they tell you it was again, and then they tell you they're getting emails for it. Those are those context clues I was mentioning earlier.
That's saying that the people that I consider people who are trustworthy that were in my voice call took it out and started going all over the place and spreading it in other Discords, which I don't believe. And the fact is, those women are not in a lot of Discords, and a couple of them are in, maybe another Discord that I'm in, and I have never seen any evidence of it being said anywhere until after it, Randy said it. So it didn't catch a breeze anywhere. You'd have to prove that.
Bear with me for a moment.
And I'm just talking about the ones that were in chat, that voice chat, that were told. If you didn't know that story, then that does not include you. Can I make that clear?
But you keep quoting.
I don't know who all was in the voice chat. I was taking Jim's side.
Okay.
I needed $2,500 for an attorney. That's that kind of bullshit. That's it.
You want us to spread it? I mean, we all thought to ourselves when we heard it, oh, this is gross. And granted, it was on a voice chat. Okay, the voice chat was scheduled a day or whatever in advance. Diane was a little bit late. People were still, it was like evening time. People were still doing things with their families. I even came in late. So I didn't even hear that part of the story myself. I know that some of the people that were in your chat didn't hear it and weren't made privy to it because guess what? Nobody went back and talked about it in Discord. So nobody knew.
Pause for a second. Look at Wendy V's comment. Wendy loves this shit. And then Mandy Bell says, Wendy V, she does. Randy needs to pick her friends fucking better.
Listen.
I don't even know what to say to that.
But not with Wendell.
There's not anything about this that I like. You're so fucking dumb.
Right.
Absolute stupidity. Wendy V and Mandy Bell, neither one of you even know areas that you speak on me the way you do. It's so fucking weird. Obsessed.
Yes,
fucking obsessed.
Yeah. Just because people have an opinion of you,
all we need is her own Pentagon.
When you put yourself on this platform, you kind of agree that people are going to talk about you. That doesn't mean that they're obsessed. It just means they have an opinion. Calm your tits.
Right.
No, that it happened in Diane's because nope, it was dead. It died there. But you guys are trying to convince everybody right now that
Alex, did it die there?
No, it died. It didn't.
People knew,
Mandy, it didn't.
And we're defending it. And that's not true.
Public, so it couldn't die.
Then she tells her, she said, but then I saw them eating Thanksgiving dinner together, and so Randy lied to me about it for $2,500.
Right. So it became Randy wanted $2,500 so badly that she made up this disgusting story about Jim smiling Thanksgiving. So she busted Randy out in her attempted scheme.
Yeah.
And when I heard that story, and it's silly, honestly, I just realized my mouth was hanging open. Like, what kind of brain comes up with that shit? What kind of demented brain comes up with that shit?
So y'all sit over there and praise Diane for doing the right thing and making sourdough bread. And I get why she don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole, but I can guarantee you, if she was the one that was lied on this way, if she was the one those stories had been told about, if she was the one that I was back behind the scenes begging for proof of that she asked for anything, the tables would be completely turned.
Now, what she said is you guys are begging, like not you, she's saying Diane is begging Sin for dirt on Randy, which is not the case. You guys are in that server too.
No, what I said was, if the tables were turned, this would have went completely different, right?
I know, Shauna.
To ask for dirt on Diane. Never.
No, never.
Nor has people came to me with dirt and me accept it. And I've gotten tons of emails. I don't even read them because I don't care.
Got an
Sin
email from me?
I got some stuff coming to voice chat. And that's when she started talking about this latest situation where she's sending Wendy all this information and her claims and stuff. Now, Sin put all that stuff in the Discord. Whether or not people looked at it or not, I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is I looked at it. And what she put in the Discord wasn't proof to me either. So I can see how Wendy came to her conclusion that Sin wasn't being truthful because what she showed was proof of giving money to Randy, not proof of Randy asking for money about other various things, groceries.
So another classic case of manufactured drama. Yeah, manufactured drama.
You're right. We just made all this up. You're right.
Yeah.
I sometimes wonder if people don't even understand big words. Do you not understand what that word means, Wendy V? Manufactured?
Or
Do you not get that?
Veruca, it's more manufactured than NC House.
Okay, perfect. Well said. Yeah, this isn't so we made all this up, Wendy V. Is that your conclusion? All right. Way to contribute. Well done.
You nailed it.
And whatnot. It was proof that Sin was a giving person, not that Randy was a taking person. But that's what Sin presented it as. Also, the same thing about the family stuff that I don't want to talk. It's this. It is a fact. And if you...
Oh, that must have been the end of my clip, which luckily we don't have that much more to go because I have to get ready for a party. All right, let's see. One would not save to my phone. So, ready.
Be careful. I'm going to go ahead and remove your comment because you're not even close. And I can't decide if you're trolling or...
What the
I don't
fuck?
know.
Sorry, that was me.
Yeah, I'm really not sure how much more of this is worth responding to because I didn't listen to it after this point.
I agree. I just feel like so much of this could have been prevented if people were just willing to talk. I mean, I apologize for not coming on here on my misled live stream and tearing Sin apart. I just didn't think, after talking to the women in my Discord and taking their advice on how I should handle it, there were ways to say things that put Sin in a situation that she was not telling the truth. Some of the things, like I said, she said some of the things were proven, some of them not proven. I don't know. And again, because my live wasn't good enough, it all came back in my face again. And like I said, I did try to talk to Randy and Wendy. Well, she DM'd me because she wanted to know what happened to me, as if I have become another person and I've changed, but I'm not. I just am not going to do things because someone tells me to say them or do them. Not that they told me what to say, but it was after the fact of, not saying what they thought I was going to say, not what I told them I was going to say, because I never said what I was going to say because I didn't know at that point. I just am tired. I guess I'm just tired of the whole thing. I really am tired of it, but I just couldn't accept the fact that hearing someone say that there were disgusting things said, and this mole was giving them screenshots of, wanting to destroy Randy's channel. I tried to tell them that was not true, but they didn't want to hear me. And I just, I did the way I did it. If people didn't care for it, I'm sorry. Um, and I'm sure people didn't care for the way I handled it. But it's my channel and I do it the way I want to. I, I, I just don't have, I don't have the drag left in me. Like I just, um, a couple years ago, I did that shit and I wasn't really good at it to begin with. Um, so I didn't see that, taking two people's stories who were both, emotionally feeling unstable to start tearing her apart live would not have benefited because I just feel like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it anymore.
Well, I think I'm just glad to see things from this point of view because I had a different standard that I had of people, like a different mindset with concerning Randy and Wendy, and I seeing how this whole thing is played out and how they are painting this narrative for everybody. I'm glad I see through it. I'm glad my friends see through it, and I'm glad that we can just like move forward and not have to be put in that position with them anymore.
Well, speak truth with love. Don't tell them your weakness. It's not so much of a weakness. I just feel like, if I want to vent and, scream or yell or whatever, I could do it in Discord. But I just feel like tearing people apart, I just don't have it in me anymore. Are there some people out there that I think are ridiculous and idiots that I would love to, get on a panel and tell them that? Yeah, there definitely are. But why bother? They don't, I mean, I don't know. And
I get it. It just ends up going in circles in the long run.
yeah, and there are a few people that I would love to get on a panel who, uh, are real idiots. But I don't know. I will say that I did put in here open panel. So if anyone who, who listened to all of this go on over there and make nasty comments to me, I'm just going to, say it for me, who made nasty comments about me and that I have to be gone and I should be gone. If you want to come and take a link now, be my guest because in that situation, yeah, I will, let you confront me and then I'll confront you back. Because, like I said, some of the things were disgusting.
I have to mute for 1 minute, Diane. I'll be
Okay,
right
no
back.
problem. And, and I've never said anything. I mean, I can tell you stories too about some of the people that said I should be gone. I mean, I can get petty. I can get petty, but yeah, come over now and tell me that I should be gone. And then I'm a snake. Results are in. You have them all in Discord, and nobody is any wiser after this. No, and it's really not about finding out who the mole is. I mean, that's really not even like I said. I wouldn't care if they came to me and said tonight, I was the mole. I'd be like, okay, you know, it's really not that deep. What has come out of what supposedly the mole said is where I doubt. And the way the story went. Do you care who the mole is? I mean, we do have fun in there. Like I said, with the stickers, they're pretty funny. And we kind of make jokes within the Discord about, who the mole could be, things like that. But it's more for entertainment purposes. Really, I don't think anybody really cares. Nothing is said in there. Hey, Miss Nomer, you were not blocked. I went to your channel. I got the link and can see you now. Were you trying to type in here before? I'm sorry if you were trying to type in here and we didn't see you, but I did try to unblock you and you weren't blocked. So I thought maybe it was a Google issue. So were you listening to the stream? And was there something that you wanted to say? I feel bad. Yes, and what I wanted to say was my take on moles. They are the ones trying to gas people up. Exactly. Exactly. And especially because, in my opinion, they were not telling the truth. If anybody would like a link, let me know, and I'll give you the link to come up if you have something to say. Yes, that is true. Sometimes a sour cream. Absolutely.
That's such a funny name. I haven't seen that account before.
Oh, sour cream.
Yeah,
I love sour cream,
I
but
do
not on
too.
but not on baked potatoes. I believe it or not, I love sour cream with bananas.
Really?
Yes, it's a really good combination. I don't even know where I got it from, but the sweetness of the banana and the sour cream together, really good.
Well, I
Not that
guess
I
that
eat
makes
it a lot.
sense. Like a 5-cup salad, you use sour cream in that, and it's got some fruit in it. So, okay, I can see how that might work.
Yeah, it's it's not something I eat on the regular, but it's not gross. Stop. It's really good. Try it. Try it. Well, I think it's gross to put sour cream on a perfectly delicious potato. Hi,
You,
Carla.
Carla.
Cream cheese and figs. Oh, cream cheese is
Hmm,
delicious. And I like figs
interesting.
too. The mole is like Donald Trump calls CNN. Fake news. Good night.
Yeah. It sure did stir up a good little bit of drama where there's been a drama drought. So I'm sure that they are very thankful for their mole for giving them some content.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't look like we're going to get any takers on the link. So I think I'm going to call it a night. I got to get up in the morning quite early. So
Yeah, so we've been on 2 hours. Probably more than 2 hours. It's almost 3 hours.
yeah,
So yeah,
it's a weekend.
I nobody came over and told me I was an asshole. So that's surprising. They'll only do it. They'll only do it on in comment sections and in chat. But they won't come over here and do it, right? They won't come up here and say you're an asshole. Wah 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 wah.
Right.
All right, everybody.
Yeah.
So I am going to go. When is the first day of spring?
Today.
Oh, it is today.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Oh, well, happy first day of spring, everybody. I thought it was the 21st. I don't know. For some reason, I always thought it was on the 21st. I guess not. I
We,
guess they changed the day of every
we climbed
holiday.
out of the winter hole.
Yeah, I guess you have to go by, the almanac or something. But anyway, let me just tell you, the almanac said that we were going to have, because I always check to see if we're going to have a cold, snowy winter. And they said, "Yep, we are. We're going to have here in PA, we're going to have a snowy, cold winter." Not true. So I don't know where they get their information from. We had like maybe one or two flurries, no storms.
Oh, man.
It wasn't. We had some cold days, but nothing like the almanac said. So I don't trust them. The equinox.
That's true, Kimberly. Yeah, the leap year
Oh, yes.
throws things off a little bit. Well, I really appreciate you having me up. I
Well, thank
enjoyed
you.
that. I had a lot
Thank
to
you,
say
Alex.
about it. So,
Thank you for
good to
coming
see
up.
everybody, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, see you later.
Thanks.
So anyway, I also feel like I, need to get down now. But I felt like I needed to do this. Like I said, I did reach out to Wendy. We did talk over the weekend as well. And I just feel like, they're not hearing me. They probably feel like I'm not hearing them, but it is what it is. I will stand by the fact that I do not believe for 1 minute that the information that this troll gave them was true. There was no campaign, and it just never happened. And I did appreciate Alex and Mo33 and Kimmy going up, on their panel and talking about it because I felt like they were not only, defending themselves as people in my Discord, but also defending the entire Discord and myself. So I don't know. I feel like people, I don't know, like, I felt like, I did feel like Randy didn't care that, it wasn't true. You're going to believe what you want to believe. And I am telling everyone that never happened. It just never happened. So anyway, thank you everyone for coming. I might be live on Tuesday. If you do want to join the Discord, like I said, it's really, forget about the mole. According to Wendy, that she's not accepting anything from the mole. The mole is done. It all had to do with sin. And regardless of that, we have a good time in there. We, have a lot of different rooms for gardeners, for people who garden, for, like I said, recipes, cooking, and yes, the awful sourdough bread. It's amazing how many women now are making sourdough bread. So, yeah. Yes, we live in harmony with our mole. Very well said. Very well said. We do. It doesn't really phase us at all. So if you do want to come in, please do. The link is right here in my description. And pop on in and see for yourself. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening for all this time. It's 3 hours. I appreciate you all. And maybe I'll see you Thursday night. Everybody be good. And talk to you soon.